week and a half or so of the half, Missoula is getting close to potentially clinching the first half pennant in the North. And for folks maybe a little bit new with the format of the Pioneer League, maybe someone you know just joined the team within the year, so you're new with the Pioneer League, or if you're just a new fan of the Pioneer League in general, you're new with the format. Season is broken into two separate halves. And if you win the first half, you clinch a playoff berth at the end of the season in the Northern Division playoff. In September, there will be a playoff for the Northern Division. It will be different from last year. Last season, Missoula won the first half and clinched a one-game playoff opportunity in this ballpark, where they hammered the Idaho Falls Chuckers to make it to the Pioneer League Championship Series, which was a best-of-3, which Missoula won 2-1 over the Boise Hawks a season ago. This season, however, the change is that Northern Division playoff will be a best-of-3 series as well, along with the championship series opposite whoever comes out of the Southern Division. So a little bit different format in that regard, but winning that first half, that concept's still the same. And winning the first half just gives you so many advantages when looking at that second half of the season. Takes so much of the burden off of it, because you don't have to scratch and claw to try to just make the playoffs, knowing that you are going to be in either way. I mentioned Missoula close to clinching. They lead the Billings Mustangs. There's 8 games left in the half. They lead Billings by 6. So Missoula in good shape. And if all the dominoes fall their way the next 2 games, they could clinch on Sunday. We won't know until after the Paddleheads finish playing on Sunday afternoon. That's because one of the potential dominoes that needs to fall would be a game that will conclude after the end of the Missoula PaddleHeads scheduled game, which features the Great Falls Voyagers and the Idaho Falls Chuckers. They won't start playing tomorrow until 4 o'clock, where Missoula will begin at 2. So they'll have a 2-hour lead, so to speak, on the Chuckers and the Voyagers. So here's what needs to happen for Missoula to clinch tomorrow, the Northern Division. Missoula needs to win tonight and tomorrow. That's the first thing. They lose either day, you can throw everything out. Second thing that needs to happen, Boise needs to beat Billings one of the next 2 nights. They don't need to win both. They just need one of the next 2 nights to beat the Billings Mustangs. And then Idaho Falls needs to beat Great Falls the next 2 games. So think about it this way. Take Missoula out of the equation. We know what they need to do. They need to get wins. To make things a little bit simpler to follow, Billings needs to lose either tonight or tomorrow. Then Great Falls needs to lose both games, tonight and tomorrow afternoon. So if all that happens, Missoula would clinch the Pioneer League North here on Sunday. And that would be a good scenario, because the Paddleheads would get to have quite a bit of fun on Sunday night and then have a day off on Monday. So that would line up to be fun. If that does not take place, then in all likelihood, the Paddleheads would clinch at some point over that 6-game series, probably earlier in the week, opposite the Great Falls Voyagers. A 6-game slate will be all 7 o'clock games all the way through Tuesday through Saturday, then a day game on Sunday. Sammy B is just starting to bring the Paddleheads onto the field for the top half of the first inning, getting the starting lineup started. So we will do the same here on this side. We will start looking at the lineup of the Glacier Range Riders to get things going. Their manager, Nick Hogan. Let's go ahead and take a look at who the Range Riders will be sitting out there. Leading things off for the 5th consecutive game in this home-and-home slate will be Ben Mcconnell. He is the center fielder, with Ryan Cash once again batting second. He's at second base. Sam Linscott again in that 3-hole. 1, 2, 3 remaining the same. Linscott in right field. Brody Wofford got the night off last night. Top home run hitter, RBI man. Also leads the team in doubles. Brody Wofford cleans things up at first base. With Dean Miller, had a big night last night. Double and a home run. Miller bats 5th at third base. Livingston Morris looking to get off the schneid in this series. He bats 6th in left field with Ramon Enriquez behind the plate. Saw him as the DH a night ago. Enriquez tonight behind the plate. Eddie Mccabe, multi-hit game for Mccabe last night. He bats 8th, the DH, with Brent Broussard. Winding out the order, he is the shortstop with Logan Van Wy on the hill, making his second start opposite the Missoula PaddleHeads. PaddleHeads are getting brought onto the field as well. See rocking the old school Osprey uniforms. Range Riders once again in their green uniforms with gold numbers on the back, gold numbers on the front with white lettering across the chest. Those Osprey uniforms, sleeveless Osprey uniforms, black numbers on the front, black numbers on the back, trimmed in black and gold. So we're just about ready to have the national anthem. We'll give you the starting 9 for the Missoula PaddleHeads when we return from the anthem break. Then we got baseball coming up for you as well here on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula and GoPaddleheads.com.
Now back to Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Just about ready for the top half of the first inning here at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. Paddleheads are on the field for the top half of the first inning. We'll see Ben Mcconnell, Ryan Cash, and Sam Linscott coming to the plate for the top half of the first. Let's go ahead and look at the defense for the Missoula Paddleheads in this half inning. Give you their batting order when they come to the plate in the bottom half. Start in the outfield, go from left to right. Brandon Reilly in left field with Lamar Sparks in center. Jared Akins in right. That's your outfield from left to right. So Keaton Greenwald getting a night off. Saw Lamar Sparks get the night off last night. Tonight it's Greenwald getting the night to rest. So kind of bouncing off with some nights off for the outfielders. Left side of the infield sees Cameron Thompson at third base with the other Cam Willman at short. Left side of the infield. McLean O'Connor at second base. Jason Newman back to his normal spot at first after a couple games at DH. Nick Cece behind the plate, catching for the tall right-hander out of Spokane, Washington, Nick Merkel. First pitch of the ball game to Ben Mcconnell is up high. We're underway at 7:13 local time. Great night for baseball. Temperatures were in the mid-80s most of the day. Some high clouds hanging around the ballpark tonight. 1-0 pitch is a high chopper out towards third. Thompson comes charging in, throws on to first just in time to get Mcconnell for out number one. That's how this ball game gets started. One of those you see a high chopper slowly hit left side of the infield, especially a speedster like Mcconnell. You know it's going to be an interesting play at first, but Thompson makes it look easy for out number one. As Ryan Cash steps into the box, left-handed batting second baseman. Seen Cash make a number of great plays defensively through this series. Great diving stop in last night's game at second. First pitch, Cash hits a ground ball left side past Willman and into center field for a base hit. So 2 balls hit on the ground, but one resulting in the first hit for the Range Riders as they have Cash now aboard at first base. Looking at the numbers in this home-and-home set, Cash now 4 for 13 with that single up the middle as Sam Linscott will step into the box. Cash, solid batting average all season to this point. Came into tonight at .368, a team best in batting average. Also second in the team in RBIs as Linscott steps in. Offense for the Range Riders, a very slow start last night. First pitch for Merkel is a fastball on the outside. Big part of that was the success of Austin Seidel in his Paddlehead debut. He was outstanding last night. 6 shutout innings, only 2 hits allowed. One of the best outings we've seen from any starting pitcher in a Missoula uniform. 0-1 pitch is a slow rolling ground ball foul. Nick Merkel, a guy that typically has done a good job pitching to contact. Hard to improve upon what he's done in his first 5 professional outings. Merkel, this is 6th start. His first 5, 5-0. For Merkel, ERA under 3 also at 2.60. 0-2, 1 out, runner on at first, just getting started here in the top of the first inning. 0-2 to Linscott is down and off the plate to make the count a ball and 2 strikes. So, with the potential to mention in the open to clinch the Pioneer League North in the first half, step 1, to try to win here tonight and tomorrow. Make that a potential possibility. 1-2. The pitch to Linscott is just low. Makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just a 2-man umpire crew tonight. This ball game. Two ball, 2 strike count. As this pitch from Merkel misses outside, gets away from CeCe just a bit, but not far enough away to allow anybody to move up. Arturo Belamonte behind the plate with Jaden Judy on the bases. Jaden Goudry, as Sam Linscott now in a 3-2 count with the runner on at first. We'll see if Cash is on the move. He does go. The 3-2 is up and in for ball 4. That puts 2 runners on at first and second for the Range Riders. Get a couple of runners on base right out of bed against Merkel. Merkel is one of those guys, seems like he gets stronger and stronger as he is out there on the mound. So, you see that oftentimes with starting pitchers, that when they're most vulnerable is right away in the first inning. For the Range Riders, a couple of runners on the bases here now with 1 out. Trying to jump on first in the first inning. First pitch is a ball shot to right center field off the bat of Wofford. This ball is way back there, and this will skip all the way to the wall. This will most likely score 2, and it is, as Cash and Linscott will both score on the double off the bat of Wofford. Good start for the Range Riders. They lead 2-0 on the 2 RBI double off the bat of Brody Wofford. Wofford has been productive when he's been in there, was out of the lineup last night. That's now his 4th double of this series. Also his 4th RBI, now at 30 ribbies on the year. And the Range Riders find themselves in a place they haven't seen too many times at all. That's leading in the first inning, 2-0 now the score. Because that's been a big part of Missoula's success in their last 4 games against the Range Riders, just hammering them right out of the gate in the first inning. Miller in the box with 1 out. He had a couple of extra base hits late last night as Miller hits a high chopper on the left side, gloved by Thompson in between second and third, throws low to Newman, but Newman picks it out for out number 2. Nicely done by Jason Newman at first base. Got a tough hop on that throw from Thompson at third base. Was able to handle that low hop to get Miller at first base. Staying put at second base was Wofford. Interesting how both of the outs in this inning so far have been on big, tall, chopping ground balls. But now 2 away in the inning. Range Riders, like I mentioned, lead 2-0 on the double from Wofford, his 16th of the year, as Livingston Morris, the 6th batter in the order, steps in and takes the ball up high. Coming into the series, or the game this evening, last 4 games in the first inning, against these Range Riders, Paddleheads had outscored Glacier 12-2 in 4 games in the first. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. This one down below the knees to Morris as the count is now even at a ball and a strike. And to state it lightly, Morris has been in, or to not state it lightly, he has been in a funk at the plate in this whole series. We've been here in the flat, or here in Missoula, or at the Flathead. No hits for Morris in 4 games. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. We've seen a lot of that from Morris. Swing and miss strikes at the plate. In this series, 0 for 13. Did hit the ball hard once last night. Touched on the high exit velo on one of the ground ball outs he had. 112 off the bat, I believe. 1-2 pitch is down below the knees. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the Range Riders put themselves off to a good start. Logan Van Wy, starter for the Range Riders, had good success against the Paddleheads the last time he faced Missoula, one of his 2 wins on the mound this year. The 2-2 from Merkel, this one slowly grounded foul on the first base side. And they get the big swing that they're looking for from Wofford in this inning. And if Glacier's going to find some success in this ball game, try to end this losing skid they've had to the Paddleheads, they're going to need more big swings like that to bring in runs when you set the table. 2-2 pitch to Morris. This one cut on and missed. Pitch down and off the plate. And down goes Livingston Morris on a strikeout to end the top of the first inning. But Brody Wofford, a 2-run double in the top of the first, makes it 2-0 Range Riders. Home half.
Missoula.
Back here for the bottom half of the first inning, thanks to Brody Wofford, the Range Riders are off to a good start in this half. They lead 2-0. Will be Brandon Reilly, McLean O'Connor, and Lamar Sparks stepping in. Again, Paddleheads rocking the throwback Osprey uniforms. One quick note, you may notice Brandon Reilly not wearing his normal number, but with it being the Osprey uniform, some of the numbers the Paddleheads players wear not available. So Brandon Reilly wearing number 7 tonight. First pitch to B. Rye, misses down below the knees, makes the count 1 ball and no strikes. Typically see Reilly wearing number 6. So don't want someone watching going, who the heck is that out there wearing that number 7? 1-0 pitch is up and in, makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. We'll take a look at the defensive alignment momentarily. On the hill, right-hander Logan Van Wy, making his 8th start of the year. The 2-0 offering on the way is swung on and missed. Pitch on the outside makes the count 2-1. Mentioned he has some success, was the winning pitcher against Missoula. Game 1 of a 3-game set over the Father's Day weekend back on June 17th. Pitched 5 innings, got the win, struck out 5, gave up 4 runs. The 2-1 on the way, swinging and a ball fouled off. Since then, Van Wy has not done well. 2 starts against the Chuckers and the Voyagers. In 7 2/3, he gave up 17 hits and 14 runs. Phew, that's a rough couple of goes. Does have the lead early on. The 2-2 pitch to Reilly. This one swung on, lifted, left center field. Going back is Livingston Morris near the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Brandon Reilly will hustle into second base and make it easily with a stand-up double. Reilly taking on left center field and almost struck that baby out of here. Livingston Morris had to play it off the top of the wall, and that's a good way to start this ball game off offensively. Double number 7 on the year for Brandon Reilly. Seen him have a little bit more pop in his bat this year, it seems like, than he had a season ago. Almost a chance for a home run. As McLean O'Connor steps in with a man at second base. That's also Reilly's 12th hit of this week. Just has been smoking hot against these Range Riders. O'Connor steps in. A little bit elevated sock look for O'Connor today with those throwback pants. The style of baseball pants, along with these uniforms, you can see that look for players nowadays seems to be a little bit more of a baggy look. The 1-0 pitch to O'Connor is just outside. That's when I remember playing ball as a kid. Baseball pants being these kind of tight. You almost pull them up a little bit, not quite to like the senior citizen, New Balance sneaker wearing look, but you'd pull them up just a little bit, tighten them a little. O'Connor embracing it, also doing the long socks. The 2-0 pitch, O'Connor takes a strike on the outside. Defense for the Range Riders, mentioned Livingston Morris in left, Ben Mcconnell in center field with Linscott in right. Mcconnell and Linscott very good in the outfield. Seeing Miller at third base, Dean Miller with Brent Broussard at short on the left side of the infield. Ryan Cash at second, great with the glove there. Brody Wofford at first. As the 2-1 to O'Connor misses the outside to make the count 3 balls and a strike. So Missoula trying to do a similar start to the inning that saw the Range Riders. They had 2 runners on with 1 out when Brody Wofford struck to put Glacier up 2-0. Ramon Enriquez behind the plate doing the catching tonight for Van Wy. 3-1 pitch to O'Connor is just inside for ball 4. So that's a free pass. It's Ramon Enriquez. I beg your pardon. I think I said Robbie Enriquez. Ramon Enriquez behind the dish. That's a free pass to McLean O'Connor as Lamar Sparks will step in. Sparks got the night off last night, almost all of it off. He got 1 pinch hit at bat late in the game in the 8th inning. Saw 1 pitch and was retired. First pitch to Lamar Sparks, a breaking ball that misses the outside part of the plate from Van Wy. 1-0. So the Range Riders get what they wanted in the first inning, couple runs on the board, but Missoula comes back with a run-scoring chance themselves with 2 runners on base with nobody out. Van Wy delivers. This one is off the plate, makes the count 2 balls and no strikes. Trying to hit the outside with looked like a fastball, actually a changeup. TrackMan tells me that with the speed and spin rate. As looks like Enriquez is going to go out and talk with Van Wy. Should be a good pitching matchup tomorrow as well, looking at it. The Range Riders sending a guy out there that's been sounds like they stick with their planned rotation. Noah Barros is scheduled to go, and he's been solid this season. Guy I've been following because he went to Holy Names University, a college that was very close to where I grew up in Northern California, out in Oakland, in the Pac-West Conference, D2 baseball. 2-0 pitch to Sparks is a pitch on the inside, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike the count. Holy Names oftentimes would play against Sonoma State. Sonoma State's the closest college to where I grew up, about 20-30 minutes up the road. 2-1 to Sparks, nobody out, 2 runners on base, 2-0 Range Riders. Pitch to Sparks is down and in, makes the count 3 balls and a strike. And the last thing you want to do if you're Van Wy is put Sparks on for free to load the bases to face the man on deck. That's Jason Newman. 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody out. This a big pitch here. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball to the right of second. Cash has it. Flips to Broussard, and that's all they'll get. As Sparks beats it out to first, they do get 1. O'Connor out at second base on the fielder's choice. And it seemed like that ball was hit so quickly to Cash, he had to wait for Broussard to get there to flip it to second base to get the out. And that's the main reason why you didn't see a chance for a double play there. So runners on at the corners, still a good offensive spot for Missoula, but if you're the Range Riders, at least you got 1 out of that play, a 4-6 fielder's choice to record out number 1. So now Reilly on at third base with Sparks on in first with 1 down for Jason Newman. First pitch to Newman. This one fouled straight back. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. You have some guts to throw that pitch. Oh, 0-1. Hey, you're challenging Newman with a fastball. Good fastball hitter. Inner half of the plate is also Moore's happy zone. The 0-1 pitch. Van Wy throws a fastball off the plate, taken by Newman to even up the count. Enriquez thought about a throw. You're watching the stream, saw that. Thought about snapping one over to first base. Even count now, a ball and 1 strike to Newman. Van Wy set up high. Newman waiting on Van Wy. The pitch. Fastball that misses the inside part of the plate to make the count 2-1. 1 out in the frame. Newman in the box, the team leader in home runs and RBIs, leads the Pioneer League by quite a wide margin. Home runs. Has 16, hit his 16th last night in the first inning. Closest man is Gabe Wirtz of the Billings Mustangs. He has 10 home runs so far. 2-1 count. The pitch to Newman. Swinging a ball popped up. Shallow right field. Cash, the second baseman, going towards the foul line, and he is going to make the play for out number 2. And that's a big out for Van Wy on the hill. Sending a dangerous hitter back to the dugout with an unproductive out with a runner in scoring position. Just a high pop-up on the right side. That's not going to hurt as Nick Gatewood will step in, trying to get Missoula on the board here in this first inning. Range Riders lead 2-0. Brody Wofford a 2-run double in the top half of the first. Inning started looking very promising with Reilly lacing a double to left center, then a walk by O'Connor, then 2 outs after that. See if Gatewood can come up big here with 2 away. Has been a good RBI man, second on the team in ribbies with 38. Van Wy delivers a fastball that misses the outside portion. 1-0. Seems like Van Wy has tried to go to the corners with the fastball quite often here in the first, but he hasn't consistently hit the spot. So that's something to watch as this outing goes along. Count 1-0, pitch on the way. This a line drive, but right towards the shortstop, Broussard, who makes the catch easily for out number 3. So hit right on the screws by Gatewood, but right into the defense. And the Riders escape this inning unscathed. Tomorrow as well, wrap up your Osprey weekend. A day game coming tomorrow. Supposed to be a beautiful afternoon weather-wise also. Temperature slated to be around 80 degrees. So come on out for some Sunday matinee baseball. 2:05 first pitch right here at Allegiance Field. Get your tickets, go paddleheads.com. As Ramon Enriquez will start things off. Signed this week by the Range Riders, trying to shore up that catcher position. Saw him a zone behind the plate last night. First pitch, a called strike to Enriquez from Merkel. 0-1. Enriquez, Eddie Mccabe, the DH, and then Brent Broussard in this half inning. 0-1 to Enriquez. Hasn't had success yet at the dish against these paddleheads. Enriquez hits one well here, left center field. Drifting back towards the wall is Sparks, and he goes up against the wall to make the catch for out number 1. Kind of a soft bounce into the wall there for Sparks, but into the wall nonetheless. That ball was lifted off the bat of Enriquez. Change up right out over the plate. A mistake by Merkel. Fortunate that one didn't leave the yard. Just a long fly ball for out number 1. That ball traveled 380 feet into left center field, but just an out as Eddie Mccabe stands in, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Mccabe had been scuffling through the series, going into last night 0 for 10, but reached base 3 times last night, including a couple of hits. It's maybe a sign of more things to come. Mentioned Mccabe's numbers with great balls in 25 games, 370 average. Hasn't lived up to that here yet with the Range Riders, as the 0-1 is fouled off to Mccabe to make the count 0-2. In action with Glacier, now 8 for 35 at the plate, just 1 RBI for Mccabe. 0-2, the count quickly. The Range Riders do lead by 2-0 here in the top of the second. 0-2 pitch from Merkel on the way. This one is just in tight for ball one. Brent Broussard, the number 9 hitter, waiting next. We'll keep an eye. We touched on the game's relevant terms of that Pioneer League North race. Missoula leading Billings by 6 with 8 games to play in the half. The 1-2 pitch, check swing and a pitch down low, and going around was Mccabe for out number 2. CC will throw to first to Newman just to wrap it up, and that is out number 2. Mccabe didn't really show any signs of going up the line at first base, but with it being in the dirt, CC threw down to first just for good measure, out number 2. That is Merkel's second K on the mound as well. As Brent Broussard will now jump into the box. Merkel looking for a clean frame after seeing the activity from the Range Riders, a 3-batter stretch netting a couple of runs in the first. First pitch to Broussard is just below the knees for ball one. Fastball with some sink on it away from the right-handed batting Broussard to make the count 1-0. 3 for 14 in this home-and-home slate for Broussard, average at .262 overall. 1-0 pitch to Broussard, swung on and missed. Fastball, bottom part of the zone. Actually a foul tip into the glove of CC. Count now even at a ball and 1 strike with 2 outs and the bases empty. 2-0 advantage for the Range Riders. Merkel looking for a quick frame here, though. 1-1 offering. This one is taken off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Brent Broussard. Again, the game's looking at for that race in the north. 2 games, the Mustangs and the Boise Hawks, and then the Voyagers and the Chuckers. 2-1 pitch is a called strike on the outside with a breaking ball. Curveball right on the corner on the outside. 10 inches of induced vertical break and 13 inches of horizontal break. Right on the black on the outside corner. 2-2 offering to Broussard is a slow roller left side. Willman, a tough hop, handles it, throws on to first, and they don't get Broussard. He beats it out. So Broussard hustles out an infield hit on the left side. Willman handled that tough hop at short, and in between hop on that hopper, but Broussard with his speed is able to leg out a hit. To reach base with 2 away in the frame to send it back up to the top of the order, as Ben Mcconnell will now jump in. Oftentimes, that's what you'll see with Merkel on the mound, balls hit on the ground. Broussard able to use his speed to get himself a knock. 3rd hit of the night for Glacier, as Mcconnell takes one off the plate, a fastball, missing there, makes the count 1-0. Mcconnell hit a high chopper to Thompson back in the first. He's 0 for 1. See if the Range Riders can make something happen here now. They're though now with 2 out. As there's a ground ball, right side, O'Connor has it. He'll go the short way to second to get out Broussard for out number 3. So O'Connor goes 4-6 on that fielder's choice. 0 for 2 now is Mcconnell, and that 2-out single from Broussard not going to hurt Missoula. Range Riders lead 2-0 as we roll to the bottom of the second.
MC for your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
Home half of the second inning about to get rolling here with Nick Cece jumping into the box for the Paddleheads, who trail 2-0. Will be Cece, Thompson, and then Willman. So Cece and the two cams, 6, 7, 8 here in this half frame against Van Wy. First pitch on the way. This one hit high in the air, down the left field line. Livingston Morris giving chase into the corner, but this one's well foul. Onto that grassy knoll. Strike one, 0-1 on Cece. Got a base hit in last night's game. His second game in action in this home-and-home 6-game set between these two. Went 1 for 3 last night, 0-1. Van Wy set up on the right side of the rubber, looking in at Enriquez. The 0-1 pitch coming. This one is just in tight with a fastball. Fastball with some sink. Also a little bit of movement away from CC, but still didn't catch the plate. The fastball command, again, something to look at from Van Wy. Hasn't been at his best so far. 1-1 pitch, a fastball. This one fouled back. Again, missing the inside part of the plate, but CC offering at it there to give Van Wy a bit of a lifeline in that situation. Now a 2-strike count, 1-2, with the smoking hot Cam Thompson to follow. He has been the Paddleheads' hottest hitter last 4 games. All of them against Glacier. 1-2 to Nick Cece. 1-2 offering. Breaking ball. Fouled off. That was a mistake. Right out over the plate. Just a matter of Cece being out in front. That pitch was belt high right out over the plate. Looked more like a BP fastball coming in there. But Van Wy gets away with it. 1-2. Seemed like Cece was out of the box for a little longer also. Pitch on the way, fastball outside, 2-2. One free pass issued by Van Wy in the first. It was to O'Connor, the second batter he faced. A 2-ball count here. The 2-2 pitch is a ball that breaks off the plate. Breaking ball outside makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Van Wy tries to go out there, 2 pitches in a row. CC spits on it 2 times. Now the count's full. Trying to get on base, get the leadoff man on for the second inning. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball on the outside for strike 3. Out number 1. That one caught the zone on the outside. Touched on how he's missed on the last couple of pitches. But that one was in the zone. CC just couldn't handle it. Cam Thompson steps in, fitting with the Missoula Paddleheads wearing the Osprey unis. I'm seeing the Osprey kind of flying around the nest that is perched out beyond the center field wall. Thinking, hey, the Osprey are back. Let's go check it out. First pitch to Cam Thompson is fouled off to the right. Strike 1, 0-1. Mentioned how Thompson has just been on one his last couple of games. 4 games, 4 multi-hit games against these Range Riders. 9 for 17 at the plate. The last 11 has been swinging it well also in general. 0-1 pitch is a called strike. Pitch was out of the zone on the inside, but got the call anyway. Van Wy gets a break there as the count is now 0-2. 6 RBIs in 4 games also for Thompson. Couple of doubles, a home run, and a triple. 0-2 pitch, Thompson takes way outside to make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Van Wy looked like trying to get him with the changeup, but just lost the handle. The other Cam Willman, waits on deck. 2-0 advantage for the Range Riders here in the bottom of the second inning. Score is 2-0. 0-2 to Thompson. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside. Gets Thompson swinging for the second out. 2 strikeouts in a row for Van Wy. Both pitchers look for a 1-2-3 inning. Or beg your pardon, the Range Riders had 1 man on in the top half of the second. The infield hit for Broussard, as Willman steps in with 2 outs and the base is empty. Another quick note, mention how players' numbers are a little bit different due to availability issues with these alternate uniforms. Willman typically wears number 4, tonight wearing number 3. First pitch to Willman, a swing and a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Coming in towards the mound is Cash, the second baseman. He has it. That is the end of the frame. So a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up. Solid inning for Van Wy as he goes back into the dugout with his team leading by 2. 2-0 score, third inning on the way.
We now return to Paddlehead Play-by-Play on ESPN Radio.
Range Riders coming up here in the top of the third as we return here on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula and GoPaddleheads.com. Glacier at early lead 2-0 will be Ryan Cash getting this half frame started against Nick Merkel. The first pitch on the way is a swing and a ball, lifted foul off to the left. Some of the clouds that were kind of around the ballpark kind of starting to shift their way out of here. We had some thunder showers in the general vicinity. None of them really coming into Missoula. They kind of stayed on a line over the top of the mountains around us as the 0-1, a big swing and a foul into the glove of CC to make the count 0-2. Ryan Cash, a base hit through the left side of the infield on the ground his last time, also scored in the first. But in an 0-2 hole here against Merkel. Deep breath, the 0-2 pitch is a ball grounded right to Thompson on a couple of hops. He'll throw across the diamond in time to get Cash for out number 1. So Cash is now 1 for 2 in the ball game as Sam Linscott will now step in. This was the part of the order, 2-3-4, that brought the 2 runs home. All 3 of these guys reaching in the first inning after Mcconnell bounced out to start the top half of the first. Paddleheads had a chance to get on the board as well in the first inning, but were held off the board by Van Wy. First pitch on the way to Linscott is a called strike with a breaking ball. 0-1. Logan Van Wy, just 1 hit allowed through 2 innings. Seeing some success in the early going. The 0-1 pitch from Merkel is off the plate, evens up the count. Merkel set down the side in order in the second inning after allowing the 2 runs in the first. Sure, he would like to see the man on deck come into the box with the bases empty after doing damage in that first inning. 1-1 pitch is just off the plate. An off-speed pitch just missed the outside corner. The count now 2 balls and 1 strike to Linscott, who drew a free pass in that first inning, a walk from Merkel, not something you see too often. 2-1 pitch on the way is off the plate, makes the count 3 balls and a strike. So for whatever reason, Merkel has struggled to find the zone with Linscott in the box. Linscott hasn't hit the ball well in this home-and-home set. Comes into this at-bat 3 for 16 this week. So has struggled at the plate. Brody Wofford on deck. The 3-1 pitch to Linscott. Fastball up high for ball 4. Puts Linscott on with 1 out in the inning, as Brody Wofford will now step in. Wofford got a good pitch to hit, the first pitch he saw in the first inning, and laced it into right center field for a double. That brought 2 runs home for the Range Riders in that first inning. 16th double of the year for Wofford. Also gave him 30 driven in on the season. He's had 4 doubles now in this series. Wofford takes just off the plate. Wofford, 4 for 11 at the plate, had the night off last night. All 4 of his hits so far have been doubles. 1-0, 1 out. Delivery from Merkel, a fastball that catches the outside corner, even up the count. Pitch right on the corner, top part of the zone as well. Even count now, a ball and 1 strike. Series finale between these two will be tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock start. 1-1 pitch from Merkel is up high, makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Start to take a few peeks around the Pioneer League, see what's going on, give you some scores when we have a good time. There is one bit of bad news to report as Wofford swings and fouls it off. Mention the things that out of Missoula's control that needs to happen for the Paddleheads to clinch this weekend. One is a loss from the Mustangs one of the next 2 nights. The other is for the Voyagers to lose both games they have this weekend opposite the Chuckers. Well, doesn't look too good in the early going. In the second inning at Melaleuca Field, Voyagers jumped up to a 10-1 lead on the Chuckers. The 2-2 pitch, there's a swing and a slow roller. Merkel's only play off the mound will be to flip it to first for out number 2. So that ball slowly hit on the right side of the diamond. Merkel able to field his position to make the throw to first. Ends up being like a swinging bunt as Sam Linscott moves up to second base. But there is 2 outs in the frame now. And Wofford is retired now for the first time, 1 for 2. Range Riders to get back on the board in this inning will most likely need a clutch swing with 2 outs for the man coming up, 5th batter in the order, Dean Miller. He is one of their top RBI mans, came into the game tied with Wofford for the team lead in ribbies. First pitch on the way, Miller fouls it off. Pitch on the outside makes the count 0-1. Was a changeup on the outside part of the plate to Miller to make the count 0-1. Miller bounced out to Thompson to record the second out in the top of the first. Range Riders have the 2-run lead, 2-0, have a runner on at second base, trying to extend this lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Merkel looking at CC, looks like the target will be outside. The 0-1 pitch is up high, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Merkel through 2 2/3 now, 3 hits allowed, couple of walks, does have 2 strikeouts as well. Trying to make this the second consecutive scoreless frame after a 1-2-3 second inning. Livingston Morris would hit next for the Range Riders. 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss at a high fastball. Going fishing for that one out of the zone was Miller to make the count a ball and 2 strikes. And fastball bit above the belt, so getting a bit greedy there, seeing a heater come in from Merkel. See if that sets up a pitch on the outside part of the plate or if he goes back with the heater. I would think either a fastball or a breaking ball in the low part of the zone and the outside's coming here. 1-2 on the way. It is a breaking ball hit high in the air, left center field, shallow left center. Coming in is Sparks is going to make the play. On the move in shallow left center to record the final out of this inning. So Miller gets one on the end of the bat, fly ball into center. Runner stranded at second base in this half inning for Glacier. 2
Now back to the ballpark.
Back to the action here, bottom half of the third inning at Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. The Paddleheads will send their number 9 batter to the plate to start this inning off. It'll be Jared Akins. Then the top of the order, Brandon Reilly and McLean O'Connor in this half inning. 9-1-2 spots coming up. Akins seeing action for the second game in a row. First pitch to Akins on the way from Van Wy. It's fouled off. 0-1. Akins on base a couple of times last night on 2 free passes, 2 walks. 0 for 3 overall in actions he's seen in this series. Average overall at .348. This is 23rd game played. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball from Van Wy that didn't get the call. Even count, a ball and 1 strike. That one looked to be right on the black on the inside corner. Good pitch from Van Wy. Didn't get it. Call he was looking for. Even count now, the pitch coming. This one swung on and missed. A fastball, actually a foul tip into the glove of Enriquez, the catcher, as indicated by the umpire. So now strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes, now the count to Akins. Score is 2-0. Range Riders here in the bottom half of the third. Van Wy delivers a fastball. Did it hit Akins? No, it did not. Pretty close. Just was able to spin out of the way of that fastball that was way up and in. 2-2. Starting to see a little bit of a breeze swirl around the ballpark in this inning. The 2-2 pitch on the way. It's a slow roller foul towards Miller on the third base side. Also skipping by Jeff Lyle in the coach's box. Two and 2 is now the count to Akins. 2 Ks and a pop-up, 1-2-3. Paddleheads went down against Van Wy in the last inning. 2-2 pitches off the plate. Full count to Akins. Trying to get the leadoff man for the second inning was Reilly, reaching to lead off the bottom of the first for Missoula. But the first 2 men on in that frame did not score. Payoff pitch coming, big one. Here comes from Van Wy. This one lifted but foul. Off to the right, past the Blackfoot party deck. You always want to see, especially with the top of the order coming up, A, you want to keep the leadoff man off the bases. Always a good way to start. And then B, trying to keep man off the bases in front of the top of the order. Because when you see a runner get on in front of that top of the order, makes it tough on you. 3-2 pitches off the plate. An easy take on a fastball away. Make that a walk to Akins. His third walk his last 2 games. Does his job in that spot to reach base in front of the top of the order, as Brandon Reilly will get a shot at it. Brandon Reilly, the lone hit in the game thus far for Missoula. It was a rocket into left center field that Livingston Morris, the left fielder, had to play off the top of the wall in left center. Had a bunch on it. Don't oftentimes see a left-handed batter take on left field like that. Exactly what Reilly did. First pitch to Reilly is a fastball, not even close. 1-0. Mentioned it a few times in the last inning as well. Van Wy has just had trouble with his fastball command. That's been the big pitch that's been out of the zone to this point. And if he continues to have trouble with that, eventually that's going to come back to bite him. Akins does have pretty good speed away from first. Wofford on the bag with him. 1-0 pitch to Reilly is on the way. This one misses the plate. That a changeup to make the count 2-0. So Van Wy trying to change pitch type up. But really with the fastball and the changeup, missed it at the same spot. Almost. Identical spot. 2-0 the count to Reilly with Akins at first. O'Connor to follow. Van Wy will toss over to first to check on the runner. Merkel gave up the 2 runs seeing 3 batters reached in the first, but it seemed to settle down the next 2 innings. 2-0, pitch to Reilly. This one is a strike at the knees. Fastball gets the call there to make the count 2-1. See if if Merkel's like Mark Timmons from earlier in this series. You saw the Range Riders score a couple of runs in the first inning, then Timmons got on a roll through the next 4 innings he was out there. 2-1 pitch on the way. This one a ground ball through the right side of the infield, right past Akins for a single. 2 batters, 2 base runners, 2 hits for Reilly. As there are runners on at first and second, nobody out. Brandon Reilly, that is 13th hit. The last 5 games, this being the 5th. As McLean O'Connor will jump in. Man, 13 for 23 this week for Brandon Reilly. That's a heck of a week. He's already been the Pioneer League Player of the Week once this season, a few weeks ago. With a week like that, definitely has to be put into the conversation. As McLean O'Connor steps in, he takes strike with a breaking ball. The outside portion of the plate to make the count 0-1. So Van Wy haven't seen much success with the fastball, especially early in the count. Why not try a breaking ball? Works there. 0-1 count to O'Connor. The pitch on the way. Breaks off the plate this time. Another curveball makes the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Connor walked in the first. Mentioned the Paddleheads had 2 runners on with nobody out in the first inning. Not get any runs on the board though. 1-1, Van Wy looking at second. Akins there, the pitch to O'Connor, swinging a ground ball through the left side of the infield. Base hit. Here comes Akins. The throw from Morris to the plate is late. Paddleheads are on the board. Score is now 2-1 on the RBI single from McLean O'Connor. There are 2 runners on and nobody out with the big boys coming up. As Lamar Sparks will now jump in. We will now see a pitching change. Looks like Mike Spears, the pitching coach, is headed out to the mound to have a word with Van Wy for this at-bat with Lamar Sparks. So Spears trying to give some words of wisdom here with the heart of the Paddleheads order coming up with some ducks on the pond at first and second with nobody out. This 3-4-5 run of Sparks, Newman, and Gatewood has just been lethal the last couple of weeks, especially. Rage Riders got off to a good start, but that 2-run lead they had has now been cut in half. There's nobody out in the inning. Chance for the Paddleheads to jump on Glacier in this half inning. Sparks 0 for 1. He had a ground ball to Cash at second base, who flipped to Broussard covering the bag, a fielder's choice. With nobody out, spot just like this with 2 runners on. Sparks swings at the first pitch, skies one, center field, pretty well hit. Mcconnell drifting back on the warning track's going to make the catch. Both runners will tag up in this spot. Advancing to second and third is O'Connor and Reilly, as the first out has been recorded. That ball was given a ride to dead center field. It was a breaking ball in the low part of the zone on the outside. Just enough underneath it for Mcconnell to be able to track it down in center. That ball was hit 387 feet into center field. But Sparks now 0 for 2. This will send Jason Newman into the box. 2 runners in scoring position. Gotta wonder how Van Wy will approach this at-bat with Newman in the box with first base open. RBI chance for Newman. Van Wy delivers. This one swung on and popped up foul territory. Enriquez, the catcher, is going to make the play. In foul territory, Brandon Reilly trying to tag up is safe at the plate. How often do you see that? Brandon Reilly tags up on a foul ball behind the plate to tie the game at 2. So technically, that's a sac fly for Jason Newman and his 49th RBI. How about that? Nick Hogan, the manager, is out. Looks like they're checking up on the catcher. Training staff for the Range Riders also out to look at Enriquez. Didn't see where he got potentially injured. That pop-up right behind home plate I assumed would make it to the seats. But Enriquez was able to get to it smartly with nobody covering the bag. With Enriquez going back behind the plate to make the catch, Brandon Reilly just took off from third base and was able to slide in underneath the tag of the pitcher Van Wy to tie the game. I don't know if I've ever seen that in a baseball game. Players score from third on a pop-up behind the plate. Unreal. Nick Gatewood steps in now with 2 outs, still 1 runner on at third base. It's O'Connor. Gatewood swings the first pitch he sees, skies one, right center field. Going to be a long run for Mcconnell, still moving over, makes the catch. On the warning track in right center field. That ball given a ride as well, but Ben Mcconnell able to track it down for the final out of this inning. Paddleheads do score twice in the frame, an RBI base hit for O'Connor, sac fly of sorts for Jason Newman, and we're tied at 2, headed to the top of the 4th inning on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula. Into the 4th inning here on this Saturday evening. Garden City, Missoula, Montana, Allegiance Field, Ogren Park. We get a tie game 2-2. Range Riders and Missoula Paddleheads. Missoula getting on the board with a pair of runs in the last half inning to knot things up. As we will now see Livingston Morris step into the box. Livingston Morris, Ramon Enriquez, and then Eddie Mccabe. 6-7-8 opposite Nick Merkel. Morris waits. The first pitch from Merkel on the way. It's a breaking ball. Slider on the inside corner for strike 1. Morris, a strikeout victim in the first, one of 2 Ks so far for Merkel on the hill. 0-1 delivery on the way. This one is another strike. Same spot on the inside portion. Another slider makes the count 0-2. So right out of bed, Morris in an 0-2 count in the hole in this at-bat. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball just inside for ball 1. Going more towards the top part of the zone there, just missing. Thought initially that was going to be strike 3 call. Going away this time looks like the 1-2. Check swing, didn't go after that changeup off the plate. Makes the count 2-2. That's been Morris' problems. Been chasing a lot of pitches on the outside. Lets that one go by. Count now evened up at 2. 2-2 offering Swing and a miss. Fastball, bottom part of the zone. Down goes Livingston Morris, and that makes the fans happy right out of bed. Top of the fourth here in Missoula, the Jitter inning brought to you by Big Creek Coffee Company. An opposing batter strikes out in the fourth. That means a free cup of joe. So Livingston Morris, right out of the chute, gets the fans that. I got a little jolt just from that. Didn't even need the coffee. Ramon Enriquez steps in. Not a huge coffee guy myself, actually. First pitch to Enriquez, swing and a miss. That kind of is a little bit of a juxtaposition. Looking at typical media guys, a lot of guys that in my profession, they're just caffeine fiends. Can't get enough of it. Not me. A 1 pitch to Enriquez. This one hit high and foul. Off to the right. Newman will watch this one go onto the party deck. A little bit beyond the fans, kind of leaning up against the walls. Nobody with a chance to make a play out there. Still, a few weeks ago, that one-handed grab coming over the railing from the party deck. That's been the play of the year from a fan so far. The best part about it is the whole stadium saw it. Clear as day. Fan made the catch. She wove to the crowd. The whole place lit up. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Enriquez strikes out on 3 pitches. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, y buenos noches, Senor Enriquez. 2 down in the inning, as Eddie Mccabe will now step in. That is 4 strikeouts on the hill for Nick Merkel as well. Eddie Mccabe, speaking of strikeouts, he struck out in his last at-bat. Merkel starting to settle in now. Only a couple of base runners since the first inning. First pitch to Mccabe is fastball that sinks down below the knees, 1-0. Seeing the fastball around 89 to 91 for Merkel. That's typically where he's sat with it. That good control for the most part. 1-0 pitch to Mccabe is down low with a breaking ball. 2 ball, no strike count, 2 outs. And Merkel have said it before. He is like the right-handed Madison Bumgarner. This, to me, resemblance, style on the mound, uncanny. 2-0 pitch, swing, and a ball fouled off to the right. Yes, Madison Bumgarner, a left-hander, but Merkel, a big, tall guy like Mad Bum is, lanky like Mad Bum is, wears number 40 like Madison Bumgarner does, throws a fastball, slider, changeup like Bumgarner does, has a similar kind of low 3/4 release. 2-1 pitch to Mccabe is just a bit in tight to make it 3-1. They both seem to have similar mentalities on the mound, kind of very even keel, not going to get too high or too low, can pitch in just about any type of a situation. 3-1 with 2 away. The pitch to Mccabe. Fastball taken for strike 2 on the inside part of the plate. Fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Game tied at 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Mccabe reaches. We'll see Brent Broussard step in. The payoff. Swing and a ball fouled off to the right. Fastball, bottom part of the zone. Count still at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's a tough pitch to handle. Right at the knees, maybe a hair bit below it. But in the strike zone, so something Mccabe has to go after. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Here it is. This one swung on, bounced to Thompson. In between hop, eats him up. So Mccabe will reach. Just a tough hop to Thompson. Not much he could do about that. That's going to be a tough one. They put an error up on the board right away. Not seeing the official scores call, though. If I'm the scorer, I'm giving Mccabe a hit. As Brent Broussard, indeed, will get a chance to hit in this inning. Because there was not much Thompson could do with that in-between hop at third. Wasn't a matter of him not charging it correctly, as the first pitch to Broussard misses way off the plate with a fastball, 1-0. Speaking of balls hit on the ground, it was Broussard hitting a high hopper towards short that Willman handled a tough hop on. Threw across, but Broussard beat it out just barely. First base. Very close play at the bag. Mccabe on at first, average speed, 1-0 pitch, take in strike. Fastball, bottom part of the zone, right on the corner, evens up the count at 1. No action in the Range Rider bullpen. Van Wy, 2 runs allowed through 3, both of them coming in the last inning in a tie game in the top of the 4th. 1-1 pitch to Broussard, ground ball off the glove of Merkel, able to knock it down, throws on to first for out number 3. Merkel actually lost his glove, knocking that ball down on the right side of the rubber. Merkel with a smile on his face coming off the hill. Wasn't exactly how he envisioned out number 3, but it is all the same.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. Away from your radio? Stream Paddlehead Baseball live on 1029ESPN.com. Now back to the ballpark.
Nick Cece will begin things here in the bottom of the 4th for the Missoula Paddleheads in a tie ball game. Van Wy delivers the first pitch of the inning. It's down low. And we do have a bit of a storyline taking place off the field. Mentioned Osprey weekend. Ollie the Osprey made a return. Actually, last night, kind of a surprise return coming out of the clubhouse down the left field line. And this being an Osprey weekend, Ollie making a return. While Ollie was in the middle of having some fun, a little bit of the game by Motorhead starts playing, and Paxton shows up. 1-1 pitch is a little flare into left field. Going back is Broussard, can't get it. In shallow left field, tried to make a backhanded catch on the run, but couldn't quite get there. So that's a little duck snort single for Nick Cece, his first hit of the night. Now 1 for 2. And Paxton didn't seem too happy that Ollie was here. Uh-oh. Ollie and Paxton with beef? Quite honestly, with that Motorhead track coming on, I didn't know what to think at first. Like, oh no. Were you about to see a former WWE champion Triple H show up? No, not quite. Paxton, that's a close second. Of course, that track is a song for Triple H, the WWE star, as Cam Thompson fouls it off, 0-1. Thompson struck out swinging against Van Wy in the second inning, one of 2 Ks for the right-hander. Tie game, leadoff man is aboard, Cece at first. 4th hit of the night for Missoula overall. Middle infield hoping for a ground ball. Van Wy set up high on the hill. On the right side of the rubber, the 0-1 delivery is a swing and a high pop-up. Left side of the infield sees it go towards Miller, towards the mound, makes the catch. Coming behind the pitcher's mound just barely for out number 1. Mention how Thompson's been swinging it so well in this series, a quiet 0-for-2 start, as Cameron Willman will jump into the box. That was a bit interesting for Dean Miller. Seemed like he was perched up to the left side of the mound, then kind of ran behind at the last minute to get the out. There is a little bit of breeze kind of swirling around the ballpark, so we'll have to watch balls hit in the air. Willman will see a throw over to first before the first pitch, checking on CC. Mentioned the good start from the Great Falls Voyagers. They had 10 runs on the board the first 2 innings opposite the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Still at 10 runs, but leading by 8 in the 4th inning. 10-2 is the score for Melaleuca Field. Voyagers scoring 3 runs in the first and 7 in the 2nd inning. Count 0-1 to Willman. The other game, so one check mark is not there, but the other may potentially be. Boise holding up their end against the Billings Mustangs in Game 5 of that 6-game series as Willman fouls off the 0-1 pitch to make it 0-2. Boise winning last night as well, 3-1. They lead 6-1 in the 6th inning over at Dealer Park. But still, the Chuckers are going to need a huge comeback down the stretch because Missoula needs the Voyagers to lose both of their games the next days to clinch tomorrow. Now, again, not to just clinch in general, but just to do it tomorrow. We'll have plenty of chances to do so next week in a 6-game series opposite Great Falls. 0-2 with 1 out. CC at first, Akins to follow in this half inning in a tie game in the 4th. The 0-2 pitch is a line drive up the middle. Base hit for Cameron Willman. CC will stop at second base. Good 2-strike approach there from Willman, going right back up the middle. Picks up his first hit of the evening, now 1 for 2. As Jared Akins will now jump in with a pair of runners on the bases and only 1 out. Akins led off the first with a walk, would later score on a single from McLean O'Connor. Part of that 2-run frame in the 3rd. Batting here with 2 runners on and 1 out. Trying to give Missoula their first lead of the night. Range Riders scored twice in the 1st inning. Haven't seen too much success since then, though, as Nick Merkel has settled in. First pitch to Akins is a off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Looked like a changeup right on the inside corner to make the count 0-1. CC at second, average speed, has catcher's leg. 0-1. The pitch to Akins, this one grounded slowly right at home plate, foul ball. Looks like it glanced off the front foot of Akins. So Akins will look to have success with 2 strikes like Willman just did in his at-bat, who's on at first. Nothing in 2 now, the count on Akins with 1 out. Lineup will flip back up to the top next with Brandon Reilly. With him having 2 good at-bats against Van Wy, even more important at-bat with 2 runners on. The 0-2 pitch on the way is in tight for ball 1. Fastball missing there. Where Enriquez wanted it, is that's how he indicated behind the plate. Immediately pointing back towards Van Wy when that pitch was down low for a ball. In an 0-2 count, you would see where you would want trying to get Akins to chase one. 1-2. Van Wy hunched over a bit on the mound, looking in at Enriquez. Now he gets the sign set up at the chest. The 1-2 pitch is up high. Fastball missing to even up the count. Paddleheads have won first 4 games of this home-and-home slate. and 5 games in a row going back to action in the first couple weeks of June. Range Riders actually won the first 2 games these 2 played. 2-2 pitch just outside, the changeup missing. So after Akins falls behind 0-2, it's now got it into a full count 3-2. Will be interesting to see if the runners are on the move here with 1 out. Full count, big pitch here. The top of the order coming up next. Runners don't take off. That one swung on and fouled straight back. Fastball, bottom portion of the zone, bottom third of the zone. Akins a pretty good hack at it, though, to stay alive. Fouled straight back. Pretty good at-bat here from Akins with a couple of runners in scoring position. See if he can get a pitch to handle, or if Van Wy will lose him, or if he'll make a pitch to get him. 3-2. Here comes another one from Van Wy. This one, little dribbler, but foul. Breaking ball, good spot on the outside corner, right at the knees on the black of the plate. But Akins able to spoil it to stay alive. We'll see another 3-2 pitch in this battle in the 4th inning. The first and third batter of this inning reaching a pair of singles. CC a leadoff bloop single into left, then Willman a line drive back up the middle. The Osprey flies over the center field wall as Akins fouls another one. You can see the Osprey beyond the wall in center, just kind of circling. Almost seems like he's in attack position out there in center. He did give a little factoid about Osprey for the game. Osprey, very good eyesight. One difference they have between them and Moose. 3-2 pitch is a ball hit high in the air, down the left field line, hooking towards foul territory. Dean Miller giving chase, is not going to get there. This one bouncing in front of the bullpen and then onto the grassy knoll. Still a 3-2 count to Akins as this battle continues. What a heck of an effort here from Jared Akins. I'm sure he knows the importance of this at-bat in the box. The top of the order coming up. Runners in scoring position. And Reilly has seemed to have the upper hand in his first 2 battles against the starting pitcher Van Wy, with 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. So if Akins is able to get aboard, could really fuel the fire of a rally in this frame. We'll see another 3-2 pitch. Van Wy comes home, runners takes off, swing and a miss, throw down to third base, and evading the tag somehow is CC at third. I don't know how Nick CC was not tagged out for a strike him out, throw him out. CC somehow was able to step away from the tag from Dean Miller. Range Riders didn't see it that way as Nick Hogan is arguing the call on the field. But CC kind of stopped almost right on top of the third base bag, kind of jumped back, and somehow apparently was able to avoid the tag of Miller at third. The umpires are going to talk about this. But Akins finally went down in that 12-pitch battle, striking out on a pitch down below the knees for the second out. Both runners were on the move. CC looked to be dead meat at third base after Akins swung through a pitch, a fastball, bottom portion of the zone. Looked like it was going to be a spot, strike him out, throw him out to end the frame. But CC was able to evade the tag. At least that's what the call was on the field, and that's what they're going to stick with. After the conversation, Nick Hogan now back onto the field, and he may just keep on walking because he has been tossed. Nick Hogan is not happy about that call at second base. Now going to have a word with the base umpire. Oh boy. Hogan is not a happy camper. Second that call was made, came right back onto the field, had some words and it was a pretty quick hook as Nick Hogan joins the opposing manager being ejected from Missoula Club, joining Billy Gardner of the Chuckers, who was tossed the last time Idaho Falls was here. One that's really surprised me is that of all the games that Great Falls has been here, that Tommy Thompson hasn't been thrown out. Touched on all the times that Thompson has come out to talk with umpires. We've even come up with a name for it, Tommy Talks. One point in a 6-game slate, Thompson made over 12 visits to the field to argue with the umpire and didn't get thrown out at any point. I wonder what the secret is for Thompson, just knowing exactly where the line is. But Hogan ejected, that's the reason why we're waiting around here. Just we'll wait for Hogan to pack up his things and exit stage left to the clubhouse down the left field line. Sure, we'll get a nice applause as he makes his way out of the dugout. There he goes. And fittingly enough, Hogan getting a little bit of help as well from the PA booth. Little in sync bye 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 playing as Hogan makes his way off the field. Hogan again unhappy about the call at third base. I don't know how CC evaded the tag at third. I mean, he just somehow was able to jump out of the way of the tag from Dean Miller to stay out of that strike him out, throw him out double play. So we'll see if that play is a big factor in this one. Reilly is 2 for 2. 2 outs, now 2 runners on at second and third. See if Van Way can get himself out of the inning. The tie game, the pitch to Reilly is a breaking ball, knee high on the outside corner. Good pitch there from Van Way to jump ahead 0-1. Reilly a double off the wall in the first, then a ground ball through the right side of the infield with a man on at first base in his last plate appearance. 0-1, 2 gone, tie game at 2 in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch, this one lifted but foul, off to the left. Good start for Van Wy in this at-bat against Reilly. Count 0-2. But one thing you know about Brandon Reilly is that guy that's going to battle you at the plate, see as many pitches as he can, not a guy that will chase anything out of the zone either. So despite being behind 0-2, battle has just begun. The 0-2 pitch on the way. This one in on the hands, fouled back by Reilly. Stay alive. Tried to go up and in with a fastball to get Reilly, able to get the bat on it, keeps the count at 0-2. Singles from both CC and Willman. They stand at second and third now with 2 outs. Missoula trying to grab their first lead of the night. Glacier is led by 2. 0-2 pitch from Van Wy. Breaking ball, foul down the left field line. Again, more towards the bottom of the zone. This one on the outside part of the plate. Series finale coming up tomorrow afternoon between these two clubs. A 2:05 first pitch. So come out and join us. Be continuing the Osprey theme. Also will be Kids Day at the Yard. All kids 12 and under get into the ballpark for free every Sunday here at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park through the summer. Van Wy sets up high. Big pitch 0-2 to Reilly. Swing and a miss at a pitch down below the knees, and Brandon Reilly goes down swinging to record the third out of the inning. Had some controversy on that call at third base, but Van Wy able to pitch out of it either way, and he strands 2 runners in scoring Still a tie ball game here in the fifth inning. 2-2 is our score as Nick Merkel will go out for his fifth half inning of work. He will go up against the top of the order for the Range Riders, who will be Ben Mcconnell starting things off, Ryan Cash, then Sam Linscott in this half inning. 3 hits for the Range Riders to this point, 2 of them, though, in the first inning, so just 1 base hit. Last 3, as McConnell takes down low for ball 1. Big at bat for Merkel and the Range Riders. 1-0 pitch. McConnell swinging a foul off, evens up the count. Because when McConnell gets aboard, just does so much for this Range Riders offense with his speed. Just whenever you got a guy with speed on the bases in a frame, just adds that extra element for Merkel, taking away from his focus on the mound. As the 2-1 pitch is a fastball that misses the outside. 2-1. McConnell to this point is 0 for 2. He's had a relatively slow week as well. Just 4 hits and 18 at-bats. 2-1. Merkel delivering the pitch. This one a breaking ball that finds the inside part of the plate. Good pitch on the corner. Even up the count at 2 to McConnell. McConnell right at the top of the league in stolen bases. 23 on the year. Had 1 last night. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a pitch off the plate away for strike 3. Another K for Merkel. Start the 5th. He's starting to get a few more in the last couple of frames. That's 5 overall for Merkel. 3 of the last 4 outs he's recorded has come on strikeouts swinging. As Ryan Cash will come into the box. Cash, a single in the first, bounced out to Thompson in his last at-bat, 1 for 2. 2-2 tie in the 5th. The first pitch from Merkel, a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Quite a bit of downward bite on that pitch on the outer half for Merkel as the count is now 0-1. Pitch 0-1 to Cash. Fastball coming inside this time. Spinning out of the way was Cash to even up the count. We've seen Merkel take similar approach now in the last 2 at-bats, kind of going inside out. Cash taking that pitch on the inside there. 1-1 offering. This one ground ball, first base side. That did it stay fair? No, it did not. Foul ball. A delayed call at first. Call wasn't made that it was foul until it was into the glove of Newman. One of those instances where Cash was saying, go foul, and Paddleheads were hoping for it to stay fair so Newman could easily take it to the bag for an out. But still a strike on Cash, 1-2 the count now, with Sam Linscott to follow. The 1-2 pitch is a swing and a ball hit right back to Merkel. Reaches up, flips it to Newman. That's the second out of the frame. With that tall frame from Merkel on the mound, ground balls, tough to get by the big fella. Merkel stands at 6'7", and you factor in getting a little bit of a boost from being on a pitcher's mound as well. Sam Linscott now into the box. Linscott's been a bit of a bugaboo for Merkel so far. First pitch to Sam Linscott here is a ball hit pretty hard. Right field, this one off the top of the wall. Getting to it is Akins, but Linscott will stride into second base, standing up with a double. Z reaches base for the 3rd time against Merkel in that at-bat. Second extra base hit of the ball game for the Range Riders. It won't be a quiet roll into the night here in the top of the 5th inning. Also gives Brody Wofford, top RBI man, a chance with a man on at second base and 2 outs. Wofford has already made the Paddleheads pay in an RBI situation. He gave Glacier the lead early on in the first, a 2-run double. Range Riders haven't been on the board since. We're in the 5th with 2 outs. First pitch to Wofford. This one a swing and a foul. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, right off the end of the bat, makes the count 0-1. Wofford hit one right back to Merkel on the mound, slowly grounded. Last time he was in the box. The double for Linscott, his 7th on the season. For whatever reason, has seen Merkel well. Merkel had trouble with him. He walked him the first 2 times he faced him. The 0-1 pitch, Wofford takes off the plate. Trying to go to a similar spot where Wofford went after it. Further off the plate, though, so a relatively easy take for Brody Wofford. 4 hits for the Range Riders now, 5 for the Paddleheads. Even counts, a ball and a strike with 1 out. The pitch to Brody Wofford. Fastball. Strike on the outside corner. At 90 miles an hour, the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Good pitch from Merkel. Dean Miller would hit next if this inning rolls along, but Wofford's now going to have to battle here in a 2-strike count. Merkel tries to pick up another strikeout in this frame. The 1-2 offering to Wofford is off the plate away. Evens up the count. Still seeing that breeze. Kind of now consistently blowing from the west, the northwest, kind of blowing left to right across the diamond. 2-2 with 2 away. The pitch from Merkel coming. This one a rocket down the right field line. That is just foul off the bat of Wofford. That was a mistake from Merkel. Looked like a changeup that was right out over the plate. I mean, dead in the center of the plate. Merkel fortunate that Wofford couldn't straighten that one out. Must have just been ever so slightly out in front of that off-speed pitch. We'll see another 2-2 to Wofford. Here it comes. Swing and a miss at a pitch down below the knees. Strike 3, and that ends this half inning. 2 strikeouts in each of the last 2 frames for Merkel on the mound. We are headed to the bottom half. Bottom half of the 5th inning coming up. Been tight all the way through the first 4.5 innings. Seen Glacier lead early. Took a 2-0 lead right away in the first. Missoula chipped on with 2 runs of their own in the 3rd inning. That's where we've stayed since then. See if the Paddleheads can get something going here in the 5th. As McLean O'Connor will be the first man into the box. The 2-3-4. Count now even at a ball and one strike. Take a peek again at what's going on, especially over at Melaleuca Field. See if the Chuckers can try to make a comeback. They're in the bottom of the fourth now. It's not looking good as the Voyagers lead 13-3. Again, for Missoula to clinch for that 6-game slate, needed the Voyagers to lose both tonight and tomorrow. 1-2 on the way. This one grounded left side will be Broussard backhanding at it short, making the throw across and just getting O'Connor at first. That was a pretty close play at the bag. Broussard able to make a throw for out number one. Dean Miller, the third baseman, almost cut off Broussard in that spot, but he was able to get to it just at the last second. Probably was a smart play to let Broussard get to that, because otherwise you would have seen Dean Miller trying to make an off-balance throw to first base. Much more natural play for Broussard, his more natural position at short. Here's Lamar Sparks now. Check swing, called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Sparks didn't like the call. Shaking his head as he gets back into the box. Count now 0-1, and he's got a point. According to TrackMan, was about a ball and a half off the plate. 0-1 pitch, going back to a similar spot. Good idea from Van Wy, but Sparks lets it go by. For a ball, count now evened up. That one was further off the plate than the previous pitch. 1-1 offering on the way. This one slowly grounded foul. Changeup, bottom part of the zone, makes the count a ball and 2 strikes. Quite a bit of downward bite on that changeup from Van Wy. 1 out, base is empty. Sparks, so far, is 0 for 2. Hit a fly ball out to Mcconnell as last time. The 1-2 offering is to the backstop. Nobody on base there. Breaking ball got by Enriquez, but nobody aboard. That inconsequential. Sparks did give it a ride in his last AB, sending Mcconnell to the wall in left center field. Towering fly ball into left center. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Sparks takes outside to make the count full. Number of pitches in this at-bat to Sparks, well out of the zone, so easy takes to make this a 3-2 count. Van Wy, just the 1 walk allowed to this point. It was all the way back in the first inning. The payoff pitch coming to Lamar Sparks is a line drive center field that will carry out to Mcconnell, though, for out number 2. One of those where ball was hit just a little bit too hard, as it was ball had carried right out to Mcconnell. Fastball, bit towards the inside part of the plate, more towards the dead center, though. Sparks 0 for 3, despite hitting the ball hard his last 2 plate appearances. Off the bat, that ball traveled at 103 miles an hour exit velocity. Jason Newman now to the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. First pitch to Newman, swinging a ball, tipped foul. Change up, bottom part of the zone on the inside, makes it 0-1. And this is how, obviously, if you're the Range Riders, how you want to see Jason Newman. Such a dangerous hitter with the home run power. 2 outs, base is empty. The 0-1 pitch to Newman is a fastball that misses the outside. Change up, beg your pardon, looking at the spin rate and the velocity coming in. Van Wy had me fooled. Even count, tie game at 2 in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 pitch to Newman. This one a sky-high pop-up down the right field line. Looks playable for Wofford. Going towards the bullpen, now backpedals and just gets to it for the final out of the inning. So Wofford able to stick with that pop-up, and it is a quiet 1-2-3 frame for the Missoula Paddleheads. This game remains tied at 2 runs. Back for the action here in the top half of the sixth. We will see Dean Miller start things off for the Glacier Range Riders in a tie ball game. Merkel is back out for the sixth. First pitch to Dean Miller, swing and a miss. Change up 0-1. Miller, Livingston, Morris. Then Ramon Enriquez. 4, 5, 6, 7 spots in the order. Range Riders have been pretty quiet since the first inning. 0-1 delivery is off the plate away, evens up the count. All of Merkel's outings, first 5 starts, have been quality starts. Now chalk up 6 for him. Already made it through 5, just 2 runs allowed. 1-1 pitch is a swing and a broken bat towards the middle under the glove of Willman. So a base hit for Dean Miller. Shard of the bat ended up going towards third base, but Dean Miller somehow able to get enough on it that sawed him off a fastball on the inside part of the plate to be able to get a leadoff hit. That's a showing of power there for Miller. Being a pretty strong guy to be able to get the ball into center field despite getting sawed off by 90 miles an hour and on your hands. So that's Miller's first hit tonight. He's now 1 for 3. Livingston Morris now stepping in, see if he can figure out the Merkel puzzle. Hasn't to this point. First pitch on the way, gets away from CC. This allows Miller to move up to second base. So right out of bed, a runner in scoring position with nobody out in this half inning. Range Riders a chance in this frame to get the lead back. At this point, nothing going in the Paddlehead pen down the right field line, or left field line rather. Looking at it, there's nothing going on in the Range Rider pen also. Looks like now, just as I say that, we'll see some action starting. Looks like Sam Hellinger just got up. Start slowly tossing. Count is 1-0 on Livingston Morris, with Miller now on at second base after the wild pitch. Peeking to second is Merkel. The 1-0 to Morris is a swing and a soft liner towards the middle. This one's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to wave in Miller. Here comes the throw from Sparks. It's way to the left. Morris trying to advance to second base is going to be gunned down there. So Morris, not a smart base running decision there, gets thrown out at second base. But that little flare into center does bring a run home. Good time for Livingston Morris to pick up his first hit all series. Puts the Range Riders back out in front by a score now of 3-2. So that wild pitch does come back to bite Merkel in this half inning. So a base hit and an RBI, and then a 2-6 to throw out Morris. As Ramon Enriquez now steps in with the bases empty and 1 out. Pitch to Enriquez is a fastball up above the belt. 1-0. So Hellinger throwing in the pen. We saw him pitch in the 9th inning last night. Got the save for Missoula. His second of the year. He has been fantastic in his last 5 appearances. 8 innings pitched. 1-0 is down low to Enriquez to make the count 2-0. Pitch just caught the corner on the outside, according to TrackMan, but didn't get the call there. Count 2-0. Enriquez struck out swinging in his last at-bat, one of 5 Ks for Merkel on the mound. The 2-0 pitch is on the inside with a fastball. 2-1 now the count. Enriquez kind of backing out of the way. That pitch on the inside, but it caught the corner. So the Range Riders with the lead back now in the 6th inning. Second time they've led tonight. 2-1 pitch is a fastball that misses in. 3-1. Mentioned Merkel on the mound. All quality starts. But this is about where he has gotten to and about every outing he's been. His longest outing this year, 6 innings. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball. Belled high on the outside, 3-2. And that's been pretty normal with Michael Schlack and these starting pitchers all year. Looking to get 5-6 innings out of the starter, and that's it before going to the pen. Haven't seen A lot of extended outings. No starting pitcher has taken the mound in the 8th in any game this year. The payoff pitch on the way. This one check swing. They check at first base. And Enriquez goes around. Strike 3. It seemed like Enriquez knew it. That is out number 2. Strikeout number 6 for Merkel on the hill. Second time Enriquez going down on strikes. 2 outs. Now it's Eddie Mccabe's chance. Mccabe, strikeout, did reach in his last at-bat. In between hop, saw Mccabe reach on a ground ball getting by Thompson, so he's 1 for 2. First pitch to Mccabe, swing and a miss at a breaking ball down below the knees. Mccabe way out in front of that pitch on the outside. Pretty safe to say Mccabe was sitting on a fastball in the first pitch, got the slider, was way out in front, 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty, in what is now a 3-2 game. The 0-1 pitch is a strike on the outside. Another off-speed pitch from Merkel. Seems like Mccabe has guessed wrong twice. Looking for fastballs, has got the breaking ball. First 2 pitches of this at-bat. Merkel working quick on the right side of the rubber. The 0-2 pitch is off the plate. Trying to go back to the well, out of the zone. See if Mccabe would go swinging wildly at a pitch. An 0-2 count, why not? Trying to make it easy on yourself. 1-2 now with 2 away. Brent Broussard would come into the box next if Mccabe can reach. The 1-2 offering. Fastball misses up above the belt. Evens up the count. 6 hits now for Glacier compared to 5 for Missoula. Van Weyden, for the most part, has done a good job keeping his team in it. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Wraps around home plate. Breaking ball missing there on the inside part of the plate. 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Mccabe. After his quickly 0-2, now count 3-2. Last 3 pitches have been out of the zone. Merkel, to this point, has walked 2. 3-2 pitch fouled back. Fastball, bit above the belt. Mccabe able to get the bat on it, stay alive. Ellinger still warming in the pen for Missoula. Imagine at this point thinking about the 7th inning. Paddleheads do have a pretty well-rested bullpen in the last couple of days. The payoff with 2 outs, swinging a ground ball, first base. Newman struggles with it, gonna flip it back to Merkel in time to record out number 3. Newman did not get that ball cleanly towards the line. Didn't panic though, was able to recover, flip it to Merkel on the first base bag, and that is the final out of the frame. Livingston Morris, a little cue shot into center field. RBI single, his 15th RBI of the year, gives the Range Riders the lead. But now it's time for the peanut inning. 3-2 game, back with more after this.
I am Jeff Laporte, an orthopedic surgeon and the medical director of the Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center. I am here to welcome you to our new state-of-the-art facility in Missoula, Montana. Since we opened, the feedback from our patients has been very positive. Our goal was to build a facility that helps us provide the best surgical services by increasing access to patient care and also providing high-quality orthopedic surgical services. In addition to the usual outpatient procedures we have done for years, we can also offer joint replacement surgery and spine surgery with the option of an overnight stay. Research shows that patients' outcomes are better if they return home soon after surgery. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons, anesthesiologists, and support personnel are committed to providing the highest quality of care at our new state-of-the-art facility at Missoula Bone and Joint Surgery Center.
Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
.2.9 FM on K275BS Missoula. We now return to Paddlehead on ESPN Radio.
Nick Gatewood getting this half inning started. Peanut inning, bottom half of the sixth. Ooh, Sammy B coming in with a flurry there. Quick, but emphatic Peanut chant. Hello, 1-0 pitch. Swinging the ball lifted, pretty well hit, center field. Mcconnell going back, still going back at the wall. This baby is out of here. Nick Gatewood takes on dead center field. An impressive swing of the bat, and it didn't take long here in the Peanut inning. This game is tied at 3 on the solo home run off the bat of Nick Gatewood. What a shot. Got a fastball up and makes Van Way pay. That ball traveled 420 feet to dead center field. Haven't seen many to the deepest, one of the deepest parts of the yard. I mean, that thing was almost dead center field. Sneaking over the batter's eye, and we're tied at 3. On home run number 4 for Nick Gatewood, his 39th RBI, as Nick Cece steps in now. First pitch on the way to Cece. It is a called strike on the inside. Cece, a little Texas League single off the end of the bat to left field. The 0-1 from Van Way is in tight. There is some activity going in the bullpen for the Range Riders down the right field line. So both teams getting to the starting pitcher in the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Cece out in front. Swings and misses at a changeup, bottom part of the zone. Bullpen activity for now on the left field line has concluded. Hellinger was up in the last inning. The 1-2 pitch fouled off by Cece. So not sure if that means that Hellinger is just warm. He doesn't want to throw anymore, or if they plan to try to go back to Merkel in the 7th. 1-2, this one grounded foul towards the Paddlehead pen and dugout. Cam Thompson to follow, but Nick Gatewood, second pitch he sees in this half inning, takes on center field and hits it out of here. Kind of going against the wind also, another impressive part of that home run. The 1-2 on the way, CC fouls it straight back. Haven't seen a lot of home run balls to dead center field this year. That ball was just hammered. Looked at Mcconnell initially, thought maybe he had a chance to track it down the way he reacted. Initially, 1-2 pitch, CC swings and foul tips one into the glove of Enriquez for strike 3 for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. That is the 4th K for Van Way on the mound. Good way for him to bounce back after giving up the long ball, as Cam Thompson will now step in with 1 out. Home run ball, not a huge part of the Paddlehead success in that 3-game set over at Flathead Field. Nick Gatewood was the only guy to have a home run in that 3-game set. First pitch to Cam Thompson misses in tight. They've already had 4 dingers. Working on the 2nd game of action, Cam Thompson, a home run last night. 1-0. Thompson waiting on Van Way. Here it comes. Check swing, pitch down and in, and Thompson was able to keep the bat back. So the count is now 2-0. It was one of those where Thompson didn't have any thought of trying to swing the bat, but almost inadvertently had it go around, just reacting to that pitch down and in. 2-0, almost to the same spot, brushing Thompson off the plate. 3-ball, no strike count. Thompson reaches on a walk. We'll probably see how short of a leash it is for Van Way on the hill. But the lead for the Range Riders doesn't last long in this inning. We're back tied again. The 3-0 pitch is down low. A 4-pitch walk to Thompson to put the lead runner on at first with 1 out. in front of Willman. First time aboard for Thompson tonight as Willman steps in, having reached base in his last plate appearance. Both teams with 6 hits. Looking at the boxes of both teams, they're identical. It stands in the 6th inning. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for both clubs. First pitch to Willman is off the plate. 1 ball, no strike count. Series finale between these two will come tomorrow afternoon at 2:05 first pitch. Kids 12 and under get into the ballpark for free, so come on out, watch these paddleheads. Get some tickets. Enjoy a Sunday afternoon as the 1-0 pitch is called strike. Day baseball, it just is different. The whole vibe of the whole day. Just something about it a little bit more relaxing. Maybe it's because teams don't typically take batting practice. Don't have to get to the field quite as early. At least before the game. 1-1 pitch is down below the knees. Enriquez able to keep it close, so Thompson stays put at first base. 2 balls and 1 strike the count with 1 out. One thing we haven't seen too much tonight, runners getting going on the bases. Top base stealer for the Paddleheads not in the lineup tonight. I'm sure that's part of it. Keaton Greenwald is right on cue. Thompson takes off, throw down to second base, and he is safe. Ball skips away just a bit, but Broussard there backing up the play, able to keep it from going into center field. It was a low throw from Enriquez. Didn't really have much of a chance to get Thompson. Pitch was low to Willman, so the count is now 3-1 with 1 out. Guess you could call that the broadcaster's curse. Hey, the Paddleheads haven't been on the base as much, trying to steal a bag. Next pitch, Thompson takes off. 3-1 with 1 out. As Van Way delivers the pitch, Willman fouls it straight back. Fastball, good pitch to hit. Dead in the center of the strike zone. Willman seemed to be on it as well, but just fouled it back. Trying to make it the Cam connection in this at-bat with his old college teammate at second base with 1 out. Tie game at 3 in the 6th. Van Way delivers. This one is strike 3, a fastball, bottom part of the zone to get Willman looking for the 2nd out. Good pitch on the outside there. Ton of bite to it, down and away. And we will see Akins come to the plate. Now the acting manager, Mike Spears, headed out to the hill. Remember, Nick Hogan was tossed a few innings ago, arguing a call on the bases. And it looks like Van Way is going to be coming out of the game. Looks like Spears may be playing the numbers game here. Down to lefty, warming in the bullpen. He's going to bring him in here to face the left-handed batting Jared Akins. So the Range Riders go to the pen here with 2 outs in the 6th. Paddleheads tie the game here in this inning thanks to Nick Gatewood, who led off the frame with a solo homer to dead center field. Just waiting to see a number to see who this is out on the hill. But we'll step away for now. So it looks like the pitcher on the mound is Brett Barnett, the left-hander. Seen him a few times from the action back at Flathead Field. So Barnett's coming in. Akins to bat with 2 outs and a tie ball game. Back with more after this.
New to Missoula, your home improvement company offers full-service remodeling of windows, doors, bathtubs, walk-in tubs, and showers. Customize your home with quality craftsmanship to create the home of your dreams. Before you start your project, visit the showroom, discover top-performing brands, and the newest innovations. Your home improvement company is open and hiring. Get the best pay and benefits you deserve by providing world-class products and outstanding service. Your home improvement company, now open and hiring in the Southgate Mall next to Shields.
There is a reason customers go back again and again to DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes, Missoula's most trusted dealership and proud sponsor of Missoula PaddleHeads baseball. DeMorris high-end service shop is unmatched in diagnostics, diesel maintenance, and repair, serving generations of satisfied customers. DeMorris Buick GMC Mercedes is your area Sprinter van headquarters for the Montana outdoor lifestyle. Check out demorris.com for new and pre-owned inventory or stop by 3115 West Broadway.
You follow their accomplishments on Nuanez Now. Watch them dominate fields, courts, and tracks of the Treasure State. Now catch up with Montana's best high school athletes as they prepare to continue their careers in college. Join me, Colter Nuanez, for the Senior Spotlight segment this summer on Nuanez Now. We will bring you exclusive interviews with Montana's high school stars as they look back on their prep triumphs and give updates on their plans and goals in college. The Senior Spotlight twice a week on Nuanez Now, proudly presented by Blaine McElmurray and McElmurray Homes.
Now back to Paddlehead Baseball on 102.9 ESPN Radio Missoula.
Tried to pull a fast one to bring in the left-handed pitcher to pace a left-handed batter, but Missoula follows suit by sending a pinch hitter to the plate. Now it's Keaton Greenwald, the right-handed batter, in there for Missoula with 2 outs. First pitch, a breaking ball that is up high. Very well could be the designated pinch hit at bat for Missoula. But Keaton Greenwald, who's been starting out in center field through this week of action, gets an at bat here with a runner on in scoring position, trying to give the Paddleheads the lead for the first time. The runner on at second base is Thompson with good speed. So Brett Barnett on the mound. The 1-0 pitch is a line drive right back up the middle. Mcconnell coming in. It's going to make the catch on the move. That ball was hammered off the bat of Greenwald. Just carried right out to the center fielder Mcconnell, though. Not all lost in this half inning for Missoula. They tie the game thanks to Nick Gatewood. 3-3 game headed to the top of the 7th.
Home the same day as surgery is the national gold standard in patient care, and it is offered right here in Missoula, Montana at Missoula Bone and Joint Outpatient Surgery Center on Mullen Road. Improved surgical techniques, advanced pain management plans, patient education, and follow-up care make this a quality experience for our patients. Read patient reviews online to learn about this top-notch facility. Missoula Bone and Joint. Quality care from people who care.
At Western Cider, it's all about great.
Ball will be Sam Hellinger. Hellinger, this is 16th appearance out of the bullpen. Second on the team in appearances, only to Cody Thompson, who has 17. He has just been stellar this year for Missoula. 1.93 ERA in 23 and a third innings, 5 runs, 35 strikeouts compared to just 6 walks for Hellinger. In his last games has just been on a roll. 8 innings pitched, no runs. Brent Broussard leads off the frame against Hellinger, and the first pitch of the inning is up high. Tied here at 3. Meanwhile, at Dealer Park, they're in the 8th inning already. Boise leads 6-1. 1-0 pitch to Broussard, high again. Great Falls is led by as many as 10 runs. Chuckers cut into the lead a bit, is 13-6 in the 6th inning. At Melaleuca Field, the 2-0 pitch to Broussard, another pitch up. So 3 pitches, 3 balls up high, and a 3-0 count to Brent Broussard. Broussard reached on an infield hit once, the 3-0 pitch, called strike. Then bounced one back to Merkel on the mound to end the 4th inning. Merkel gets through 6 innings tonight, 3 runs, 6 hits, 6 Ks, couple of walks. The 3-1 offering on its way. This one fouled off by Broussard. So Hellinger comes back from 3-0 to make it 3-2 now in this at-bat. Fastball on the inside. Hellinger fastball will run 91 to 94 miles an hour on the gun typically. Good amount of downward bite on the fastball. 3-2. Rocking from the first base side, Hellinger comes home. It's a fastball that misses the outside corner for ball 4. So not what Hellinger wanted there to start this inning off, a leadoff walk, as Ben Mcconnell will now step in. McConnell was quiet against Merkel, 0 for 3 in 3 at-bats. Batting here with the leadoff man on with good speed in a tie ball game in the top of the 7th. Missoula's had the game tied good amount of this one, but it's never led at any point. First pitch to McConnell is a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Right on the black on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. So will now be the battle of the bullpens the rest of the way. Barnett, the left-hander, getting the last out in the 6th inning. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, down below the knees. Good amount of downward bite on that change-up down below the knees. 0-2 to McConnell. Ryan Cash to follow. It was Glacier leading early 2-0. Had that lead for the 2nd. Missoula tied it in the 3rd. The 0-2 pitch, fastball taken off the plate by McConnell. Good take there in an 0-2 count. Fastball relatively close to the corner. Didn't get the call. McConnell struck out in his last at-bat. Did reaching on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. 1-2 the count. Runner at first is Broussard with a fair-sized lead. Hellinger set delivery. 1-2, swing and a foul back by McConnell on a high fastball. 93, that heater coming in on the gun. Nothing going for the Range Rider bullpen at this point in this half inning. At this point, you would think that means more action for Barnett, the left-hander. The 1-2 on the way. This one is just off the plate. Trying to get him with a changeup on the outside, but McConnell lets it go by for ball 2. Pretty close pitch on the outside corner. Kind of borderline 50-50 pitch. Didn't get the call in that sequence. Broussard inching a little bit further away from the bag, and Hellinger will check on him. It's almost like Hellinger had eyes in the back of his head. Could sense Broussard maybe starting to cheat away from the bag a little further, decides to check up on him. Here's another 2-2 to McConnell. This one a ground ball through the right side. Base hit for Ben McConnell. This will see Broussard advance towards 3rd, and the Range Riders have got something going here with runners on in the corners and nobody out. Good approach there from Ben McConnell. Just kind of hitting them where they weren't, so to speak. With the middle infielders playing close to the second base bag. So the first hit comes at a good time in the game for Ben McConnell, setting this spot up with runners on at the corners with nobody out for Ryan Cash. Ryan Cash, a single to start things off. A couple of ground balls since then, 1 for 3. First pitch, Cash takes a fastball. It does not catch the top part of the zone. 1-0. At least in the eyes of the umpire, it didn't. Range Riders trying to make it 2 innings in a row on the scoreboard against a tough reliever in Hellinger. 1-0 pitch, Mcconnell takes off. That's a swing and a foul, straight back. Fastball on the outside. Mcconnell will have to go back to first. Don't think that was a hit and run on for the Range Riders. Looked to me like Mcconnell was just trying to get a steal in that spot. Count now evened up at a ball and a strike to Ryan Cash in a tie game in the 7th. Count is even at 1. Hellinger set at the belt. The 1-1 pitch, runner on the move again. This one a pop-up foul. So now a 2-strike count on Ryan Cash. The man on deck has been seeing it well in his first 3 at-bats. Reached base 3 times. Sam Linscott. Count is 1-2 to Linscott with runners on at the corners and nobody out. Hellinger delivers the 1-2. This one fouled off to the left. Been close all night to this point. Missoula has never led, as I mentioned. Largest lead for the Range Riders was 2, and it didn't last very long. Ball and 2 strikes the count to Ryan Cash. Runner taking off. This one a little bloop into shallow left. Willman has it. He's going to try to throw back to first. Now they're going to try to throw to the plate with the runner coming there, and safe at the plate is Brent Broussard. You almost saw a triple play in that spot. That was awfully close. Very close. Was a double play with Mcconnell getting burned, taking off on the pitch, a pop-up to Willman. They threw back to first to get the out there. Then Broussard went to the plate and almost got thrown out. That would have been a triple play. Michael Schlack out to have a word with the umpires. That was a close play at the plate. I have never in my life seen a triple play, and I don't think I still haven't. Schlack pleading his case. Newman made the throw from first base to home. Broussard took a gamble. And it paid off. Was able to make it there from first, or from third rather. And if you're Willman, just probably shouldn't have just lobbed it over from short to first. That's probably what gave Broussard the chance to score from third on the play, because he wasn't running initially. So, Ryan Cash will get credit for an RBI. First pitch on the way to Sam Linscott with the bases empty, a called strike. That one a P6, then a 3, and an RBI. Linscott, 1 for 1. The 0-1 pitch from Hellinger is just off the outside with a changeup. Wouldn't have that been wild? Chance for a triple play just didn't work out. Range Riders get the lead out of it. Now a 4-3 game. That play happened so quickly as well. It's the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Pitch on the outside makes it 1-2. And it wasn't a base running mistake. It was just Mcconnell getting unlucky, being on the move on a pitch and a pop-up, getting hit right to an infielder. Nothing he could do. 1-2 pitch to Linscott. This is a swing and a miss at a pitch on the outside. Down goes Sam Linscott, and that ends the frame. The Range Riders on the board again. They have the lead again as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. 4-3 ball game. Back with more from the ballpark after this.
With so much
Hi, I'm Dave Lapham. I was motivated to have surgery because I can no longer do the things I love doing without the pain. I had a total knee joint replacement surgery, and I'm so happy with the care that I received. The surgery went so well, I was up and walking within a few hours and went home the next morning. I would recommend Missoula Bone and Joint to anybody who wants to keep being active without the constant pain. I loved having surgery at an outpatient setting so I could recover at home, and I can't wait to get back to my outdoor activities.
Fans on their feet, stretching their legs a little bit. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. It's been tight all the way through. The Range Riders putting a run on the board. A little bit of a unorthodox way of doing so. Almost got a triple play out of that sequence. The pop-up out, throw back to second base or first base to get the double play. Broussard took off from third in the sequence, just was able to slide in safely underneath a tag at the plate. Paddleheads will bring the top of the order to the plate with Brandon Reilly coming. Net still on the hill, got the last out of the 6th. First pitch to B-Rye is a ball down low. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Did Reilly. It was a breaking ball below the knees, but Reilly apparently, who checked his swing, went around for strike 1. Pretty darn close. We're right behind home plate, so now I have the best vantage point of it. 0-1 pitch on the way to Reilly. This fastball misses up above the belt to even up the count. Missoula, after the Range Riders grabbed the lead in the 6th, immediately answered with a run of their own. We'll see if they've got a response like that coming here in the 7th with the top of the order at the dish. 1-1 to Brandon Reilly. Pitch from Barnett. Slowly hit, ground ball. Cash charging in at second base, makes the quick throw over to get Reilly for out number 1. It was a check swing from Reilly, inadvertently being put into play, and that is out number 1. Brandon Reilly now 1 for 4 in the contest. As Reilly is now 2 for 4 in the contest. Looking at the wrong box there for Reilly. Next up is McLean O'Connor. O'Connor 1 for 2. RBI in tonight's game. His 18th was on a single in the 2nd. First pitch to Dell is a called strike at the knees, 0-1. That's McLean's nickname, Dell. 0-1. Almost hear Dell more around the clubhouse than McLean. 0-1 with 1 out. Open stance from the right. Pitch to O'Connor, a swing and a hopper in front of home plate. Enriquez makes a quick throw down there, and out at first is O'Connor. Michael Schlack is livid coming out of the dugout. He cannot believe that O'Connor was not called safe. And I have to agree. Looked like he was safe by a good amount. Paddlehead's dugout jumped up as well on that call. Michael Schlack is livid over at first. And it sure looks like he had a good point. He sure looked like he was safe to me from up here as well. That's a big call. Instead of having a runner on at first and one out, now there's two away as Schlack continues to have a word, and now Schlack has been tossed. And there goes the hat as well. So now we've got both managers having been ejected from this game. Schlack not happy whatsoever. And I think he's got a good point. Sure looked to me like O'Connor beat that play to first by a good margin, but was called out. You saw the reaction from the dugout as well on the third base side. About half the team in the dugout all jumped up on the top railing after O'Connor was called out. Range Riders catch a huge break in that spot. Michael Schlack got his money's worth, that's for sure. Lost the hat and plenty of animation. His hands were working. Now we'll have to wait for Schlack to exit stage left. I believe this is the third time this year that Schlack has been ejected. Jeff Lyle will now be the acting manager. And oh boy, now Jeff Lyle is coming over towards home plate. What's this going to be about? So Lyle's now out having a word with the umpires. If Lyle gets tossed, we'd see Ryan Whithorn come in as the acting manager. It looks like this is a pretty subdued conversation with Lyle with the umpires. And again, Michael Schlack getting ejected with 2 outs here in the 7th. But now Jeff Lyle tossing his batting helmet over by the umpires. I believe Jeff Lyle's been ejected as well. He's walking off the field as well now, so Jeff Lyle apparently has been ejected as well on that call at first. So now Jeff Lyle and Michael Schlack both have been ejected from this game. We've now seen 3 coach ejections in this ballgame. Nick Hogan, the manager of the Range Riders, and now both Michael Schlack and Jeff Lyle. And interestingly enough, both were because of calls made on the bases. Nick Hogan argued a call at third. There, Schlack and Lyle unhappy with a call at first base, as Lamar Sparks steps in with 2 outs. 4-3 lead for the Range Riders. First pitch swing and I believe a foul tip at the plate. Again, it was a slow roller off the bat of O'Connor just to the right of the mound. Made a throw over to first, but it sure looked to me like McLean O'Connor beat the throw. So I think Schlack had every reason to be ticked off in that spot, because the umpires, in my opinion, missed the call. Don't have a replay of it up here. 0-1, swing and a miss at a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 0-2. Barnett looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning. O'Connor now 1 for 4. Sparks has been quiet tonight, 0 for 3. Looking for a shutdown inning. Looking to stay away from Newman, at least for now. Waits on deck. The 0-2 pitch to Sparks comes way inside. Skipped into home plate. Almost hits Sparks. Looks like a changeup that just got away from Barnett. There's some activity going in the pen. By process of elimination, that's Austin Steinfort in the bullpen down the right field line. Reason I say process of elimination, well, do you see a guy that's 6'9"? Well, yes, I do. That means it's Steinfort. Hard to miss that dude. 1-2 with 2 away. The pitch to Sparks. Down low. Evens up the count. Well, we've had some drama here in the 7th. Despite, to this point, not much going on offensively. Michael Schlack and Jeff Lyle both ejected, arguing what was a missed call on the bases. No doubt about it, in my opinion. 2-2. Sparks waiting on Barnett. The pitch on the way. Fastball below the knees, ball 3. Full count now to Lamar Sparks. And I'm sure the last thing that the Range Riders want to see in this frame after the quick 2 outs is to see Newman come up with a runner on at first, representing the lead run in a 4-3 game in the bottom of the 7th. Range Riders out in front. Big pitch payoff coming from Barnett. Fastball low for ball 4. Just kept going down, 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 down. Didn't work out. Sparks not going after anything. And this will send the big fella into the box. It's been a quiet night to this point for Jason Newman, as now we're going to see time called. Looks like we're going to see a mound visit from Mike Spears. Not sure if this will be a pitching change at this point. They have Steinfort in the pen. I wouldn't imagine they'd bring in Steinfort to face Newman. Newman's already taken Steinfort out of the ballpark this season, so not exactly the best matchup in that regard. Looks like they're going to stick with Barnett at this point. Just a conversation from Spears. And yes, indeed, that is what the Range Riders will do as Spears comes off the field. So Newman will get a shot here with the runner on at first, representing the lead run in the box. Missoula has never led at any point. Newman went deep in last night's game in the first inning, giving Missoula the early lead, looking to do so late here to give the Paddleheads their first lead of the game. And if I were Barnett, the last thing I would do here is throw a fastball. Newman waiting. This battle starts right now. First pitch, swing and a miss. Had a pitch down below the knees, and it wasn't a fastball. Looked like it was a changeup. 0-1. Newman going after one out of the zone there. If I were Newman in the box, I would have maybe taken a more passive approach, thinking about the fact that chances were there wouldn't be a fastball coming anyway. 0-1 pitch to Newman, swinging a ball, hot foul, third base side. That was a fastball down and in. Good spot there from Barnett to make the count 0-2. 4-3 lead for the Range Riders here in the bottom of the 7th. Newman will have to battle now in this at-bat, behind 0-2 with Lamar Sparks on at first base. Does have plenty of speed, does Sparks, out on the bases, so this could be a spot where you see the Paddleheads try to send a runner. 0-2 the count, as ball gets away on the 0-2 from Enriquez, bouncing off to the right. That allows Sparks to advance into scoring position. Now a 1-2 count. So 1-2 count now. Mentioned Sparks' good speed. Is second on the team in steals with 10. Keaton Greenwald is the team leader. Also in the top 5 in the Pioneer League in stolen bases is Greenwald. He has 12 on the year. But an RBI chance now with a man at second base. 1-2 to Jason Newman. The pitch. Down and in, gets away from Enriquez again. This sees Sparks move up to third base. So this inning has changed drastically in the last 2 pitches, with 2 wild pitches getting away from Enriquez, and instead of seeing a runner on at first with 2 away, now you got a runner at third. So this inning started with probably Newman needing an extra base hit to get Sparks home from first. Now just anything, any type of single will do, because Sparks will be on the move on contact with there being 2 outs. 2-2 is the count with 2 away in the frame. 4-3 ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Newman looking for a big swing with 2 outs. Count even. Barnett set at the chest. The target away from Enriquez. The 2-2 offering. Swing and a pop-up. Into shallow right. Ryan Cash, I don't know if he knows where it is. He doesn't, but it travels out to Linscott in right for out number 3. Range Riders get fortunate there. Ryan Cash lost it in the lights, but Linscott was able to get to it, and the Range Riders escape this inning unscathed, and they keep a 1-run lead headed to the 8th inning.
If you haven't been to the Eagles Lodge lately, swing by for Fiesta Night. Every Tuesday starting at 5, the Eagles is serving up authentic Mexican cuisine and Fiesta-themed drink specials. Plus, every Thursday this summer, enjoy barbecue night at the Eagles Lodge from 6 till 8. Proceeds enable the Eagles Lodge to make generous donations to local fundraisers and charities like Meals on Wheels and Tough Enough to Wear Pink. Everyone is welcome at the Eagles Lodge on South Avenue next to Rosars.
Do you know someone who has a hard time hearing or communicating with others on the phone? What do? Contact the Montana Telecommunications Access Program, or MTAP. In short, they provide people with hearing loss, speech and mobility challenges, the ability to communicate with specialized phones or other devices for free. To see if you qualify, call 1-800-833-8503 or visit montanarelay.mt.gov. MTAP, better communication for all.
Coulter's got beef.
Let's disqualify every single thing that happened to Barry Bonds from 2000 through 2007 when he retired. He still hit over 400 home runs. He still won multiple MVPs. He still hit 40-plus home runs 5 times before he ever started taking steroids. If you want to eliminate every single thing that you possibly can after he started taking steroids, that's fine. He's still first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm never going to get over it. Barry Bonds is the best baseball player I've ever seen in my life. He should absolutely be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Nuanez Now, every weekday at 4 p.m. on ESPN Radio Missoula.
ESPN Radio for Western Montana, KKVU HD3 Stevensville, and 102.9 FM on K275BS Missoula.
What's up? This is Sammy B, the MC for your Missoula Paddleheads. Thanks for listening to Paddleheads Baseball on ESPN Missoula 102.9 FM.
Here come the Range Riders here in the top of the 8th inning. By Hillinger's second inning out of the bullpen. First pitch he throws is down low and away. So Brody Wofford, who leads off this half inning for the Glacier Range Riders. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. Miller to follow, then Livingston Morris. 1-0 pitch on the way. This is a high pop-up into very shallow right center. O'Connor waiting. He's got it for out number 1. Brody Wofford threw his bat to the ground after that one, knowing that that would most likely result in an out, and it did. As Wofford is sent packing, he is now 1 for 4 in the ball game. Steen Miller will jump in now. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Range Riders. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Missoula Paddleheads. No errors for either club to this point. First pitch from Hellinger to Dean Miller. Breaking ball that misses up high. 1 ball, no strike count. Nothing going in the Range Rider pen, still in the 8th. It might be more work for Barnett. 1-0 pitch to Dean Miller. Fastball, bottom portion of the zone, evens the count. 1-1 now to Dean Miller. Broke his back in his last at-bat against Merkel, but still was able to power it into shallow center for a base hit. His first hit, 1-1 pitch to Miller. Fastball, same spot, same result. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Good pitch there from Merkel. 94 on the gun with a lot of movement, moving down and away from the hitter as Paxton walks by. 1-2 pitch with 1 out. Fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Nasty pitch from Hellinger, 2 outs. The last 2 fastballs were just electric from the right-hander. Oof, good luck as Morris steps in. Morris, 2 Ks in his first 2 ABs, was able to get a little blooper down in his last at-bat with a runner on at second for an RBI single. First pitch, Morris, a swing and a high pop-up on the right side again. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's going to be Thompson, I believe, making the play. Yes, Thompson makes the catch behind the pitcher's mound. There were about 4 guys in the general vicinity of it. Thompson finally made the catch. Pop-up dance, crisis averted. Of the 8th inning coming up. We've got a tight one on hand for us, folks. A 1-run advantage for the Glacier Range Riders over the Missoula Paddleheads. 4-3 contest as we start the 8th. Bottom of the 8th. Barnett still out there for Glacier. It may be out just for one batter. They have Steinfort warming in the pen, did in the last frame as well. And with Gatewood being a left-handed batter, it would make sense for Barnett to stay out to face Gatewood in this lefty-lefty matchup. We'll have to see if that's the strategy for the Range Riders. Steinfort typically pitches in the late inning sequences. First pitch, Gatewood swings and fouls one off down the first base side. Missoula trailing by 1. Last time he was in the box on the 6th. Saw Gatewood take on dead center field, a solo home run to tie the game at the time at 3. Glacier added a run in the 7th inning, though, to put themselves back out in front. That's where we stand here in the 8th in a 4-3 contest. Barnett, the 0-1. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball, just foul. Up the first base line. Pretty close to the line. That one skipped. Harmlessly foul, though. Pitch that was right out over the plate. Looked like a changeup. Gatewood was on it, but just couldn't quite keep it fair. CC to follow. 0-2. Then Thompson in this inning. 5-6-7. 0-2 pitch is off the plate past Enriquez. 1-2 now the count. Fastball away from Gatewood. Kept the bat back. All this ahead of the series finale tomorrow at 2:05 first pitch before an off day for Missoula on Monday. A ball and 2 strikes the count to Nick Gatewood. Pitch on the way, 1-2 is down and off the plate to even up the count. Trying to go to the outside again with the fastball. That one much closer than the previous pitch. Down in the bullpen, warming for Missoula is Newman, Jason Newman. like he may pitch the ninth. The 2-2 pitch is a line drive left center field. This one's going to split the gap and roll towards the wall. Going to be extra bases for Gatewood. He is going to stop at second base as the relay comes in. That is a double for Nick Gatewood. Good AB there. Got behind early in a 2-strike count. Fouled a couple of pitches off. Stayed off some fastballs off the plate. Able to get something he can handle. A fastball down and in. Able to beat Barnett in the lefty-lefty matchup as well. Second extra base hit tonight for Gatewood. He's now 2 for 4. The double machine, Gatewood, that's double number 19 on the year for Gator. Just has done that so well the last 2 years for the Paddleheads. Was second in the Pioneer in doubles last year. Is up there again here in 2022. As Nick Cece steps up with a man in scoring position. See if Cash, the second baseman, stays playing that close to the bag or if he shifts. Because the right side of the infield at this point is wide open. He does shift back a bit. First pitch to CC, a fastball, bottom part of the zone, strike one. But didn't shift too much. So if CC is able to have an approach to right field in this at-bat, that might be the way to go. With Cash playing pretty close to that second base bag. 0-1, 8th inning. Pitch on the way to CC. It's a breaking ball that misses the outside apparently. Evens up the count. Trackman had that one right on the outside corner at the top part of the zone. Sometimes you'll see that with breaking balls coming in. Won't get the call even though they're on the top part of the zone. Count evened at 1 to CC. And now we have time being called by the umpires. Must mean that, yes, a ball must have gotten away from down in the bullpen. With Newman throwing, looks like it'll be dead man time in the top of the ninth either way. The Paddleheads have the tying run at second base here in the bottom of the 8th. It's Gatewood at second with nobody out. The 1-1 pitch to CC. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Looked to be off the plate away, but was called a strike. So go figure. Seen one pitch in this at-bat that looked like it was a strike coming in. It was called a ball. That pitch came in, looked like it was a ball off the plate, but it was called a strike. Your guess is as good as mine, 1-2. Gatewood at second with average speed. Barnett kicks and deals. The 1-2 swing and a foul at the plate. Couldn't tell initially if Enriquez was able to get to that ball behind the plate, catching it on the ricochet for a foul tip, strike 3. But CC is able to stay alive. Change up, lower inside corner. 1-2 the count to Nick CC with Cam Thompson to follow. Gatewood was able to battle for a double and a 2-strike count. Can CC do something similar? Barnett's going to stall on the mound, step off. Now we're going to see Enriquez go out to have a word. Saw plenty of action in the bottom of the 7th without it being a run-scoring inning for Missoula. It was a botched call at first base. McLean O'Connor looked to be safe, hustling up the line, trying to get an infield hit, was called out. Sure looked like from up here he was safe. After he was called out, Michael Schlack lost his cool, for good reason in my opinion. Got tossed, and Jeff Lyle had some words after that. He also got ejected. He threw his batting helmet off to the side for good measure. Saw Bobby Brown do something similar in a game last season. Paddlehead hitting coach a season ago. Did so in a game in Great Falls. Had much more hang time on his helmet toss, though. Thing looked like a frisbee going out there. I mean, that thing really took off last year. 1-2 pitch. CC takes inside. Check swing. No swing from CC. Fastball trying to bust him in. CC stays off it to even up the count. Similar to Gatewood, CC's gotten tough in a 2-strike count. Was behind right out of bed 0-2. Fouled a couple pitches off. Now has it in an even 2-2 count. This has been a prolonged stint for Barnett's out of the pen. He came in relief of Van Way to get the last out of the 6th inning. It's been in ever since. 2-2 to Nick CC with the tying run at second base with nobody out. The pitch. Fastball caught CC on the inside. Knew it was up and in, and it hit CC to put him aboard. So the Paddleheads now have the lead run on in this half inning. That sets up an interesting spot for Cam Thompson. So CC will go to first. Runners on at first and second, nobody out. Thompson, a very productive hitter at the plate. So I don't imagine you will see a bunt sign get put down to try to move the runners up to second and third. I just think you can't take the bat out of Thompson's hands, especially thinking about how well he swung it the last 4 games, having recorded 4 multi-hit games his last 4 times out. Hitless tonight, reached on a walk in his last at-bat, 0 for 2. Big spot here in the 8th. First pitch to Thompson, does square to bunt. Bunts it up the third base side, and this one will kick foul. Thompson showed pretty darn late in that spot. It was bunted right up the line at third. That could have been a spot where Thompson was trying to get on base there. Great idea from Thompson, trying to go right up the third base line. Just didn't quite keep it fair. So we'll see if the bunt sign stays on. Miller and Wofford will now inch in at the corners, playing now on the infield grass. 1-run game in the 8th. Range Riders trying to hang on with 2 runners on. And now Barnett's going to step off. Trying to keep the runners as close as he can. Average speed on the bases is also at both first and second, so that may be a factor in this spot, with CC at first and Gatewood at second. 2 great at-bats from those 2 guys coming up to start up this inning. 0-1, Barnett comes home, and it gets away from the catcher Enriquez. Still doesn't know where it is. Now Gatewood's going to try to come in from third. He slides in, safe! This game is tied. Ball skip past Enriquez. He couldn't find it. When he couldn't find the ball, Gatewood took off and scores. We got a tie game, and the lead run is at third base with nobody out. What a costly, costly error there from Enriquez. Just could not locate that wild pitch after it got by him. Now this is a dire situation for the Range Riders with the lead run at third with nobody out. The infield is in across the board. Nicely done by Gatewood. Once he saw Enriquez, couldn't see it, he took off. No anticipation at all. Was able to take home place with a belly slide. 1-1 pitch from Barnett. Thompson check swing, pitch down low, was able to lay off it. 2-1. So this game tied again in the 8th. Missoula has yet to lead at any point in the ball game. A chance to do it here with a runner on at third. In the bottom of the 8th, with the dead man, Jason Newman, looming in the pen. 2-1 to Thompson. Barnett delivers. Fastball grounded right to Broussard. He's going to keep the runner at third and throw on to first to get the out. Sharply hit ground ball, but right to Broussard for out number 1. So a run stays off the board for now. see if Willman can pick up his college teammate. It was a fastball right out over the plate. Looks like we're going to see a pitching change here as Mike Spears has come out of the dugout, and looks like we're seeing Steinfort coming out from in the bullpen. And yes, that's what we're going to see. Steinfort, the big tall right-hander, is coming in to face Willman. So with the string of left-handed batters gone, Barnett departs. It is now Steinfort. But if you're Missoula, you've already checked one box, having tied this ball game up. Now still 2 at-bats, most likely, to try to get that lead run home. In what is now a 4-4 game. While Steinfort warms up, we'll take a look at scoreboard around the Pioneer. Start with games in the north. They're in the bottom of the 9th over at Dealer Park. Boise has led for the vast majority of that one, led by as many as 5 runs, but the Mustangs have scored 4 times in the 9th inning. They've cut that to a 1-run game, 6-5 in the 9th. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on over there at Melaleuca Field. Great Falls offense has just been rolling all night. They hold an 8-run advantage over the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Score is 14-6 in favor of Great Falls. And again, those playoff scenarios, what Missoula needed to do to clinch tomorrow in the first half pennant in the Pioneer League North, needed to win tonight and tomorrow. They needed Billings to lose 1 of 2, and then the Voyagers to lose twice. So one of those looks pretty good, with Boise winning tonight. 1 checked box, 1 box checked, beg your pardon. But the Voyagers to this point haven't been holding up their end of the bargain, leading by 8. That's not the end of the world. Paddleheads will have their chances next week opposite Great Falls Voyagers, still sitting in a great spot, leading at the Pioneer League North by 6 games with 8 games left. Just getting ready for Cameron Willman to step into the box as Steinfort is now finished up with his warm-up tosses. Steinfort, late inning specialist for the most part. Missoula has seen him numerous times out of the bullpen in a couple of different roles, though. Last time saw Steinfort was in the 5th inning. This is 18th appearance. Hard right, 18 Ks and 17 and a third, 2/3. Can have some control issues at times, has issued 9 walks. Big spot here for Willman and the Paddleheads. Still the lead run on at third base, 1 out. CC there. First pitch to Willman. Fastball strike. Top part of the zone, 0-1. Fastball from Steinfort will be around 91 to 94. So gets up there pretty good. Steinfort 6'9" on the mound. Seen some height out there on both sides. The 0-1 pitch to Willman. Fastball misses the inside, evens up the count. 1 out in the frame. So the infield still board for the Range Riders with CC on at third base. Willman just trying to put the ball in play in this spot. Keaton Greenwald on deck. Came in earlier in at bat for Jared Akins. 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Chased a pitch on the outside. 1-2. Ball looked to be off the plate away, but Willman went after it. K-zone had it pretty close to the outside corner, so a little bit closer to the zone than what it looked like from up here initially. Now Willman's going to have to battle. Steinfort looking to get a huge second out to try to take some of the pressure off this inning. Game already tied, though, 4-4. The 1-2 on the way. This one a swing and a pop-up into shallow left center. Broussard going out. Coming in is Mcconnell. It's going to be Mcconnell reaching up. They're going to try to send the runner in. Here comes CC, and he slides in safely. Sacrifice fly into very shallow left center field. Mcconnell could not make an accurate throw home, and the Paddleheads have the lead for the first time at 4-3. Wasn't sure they were going to try to send the runner with it being hit. There's such a shallow part into the outfield, but Mcconnell couldn't get it there, and Missoula leads 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. So Willman just barely got it deep enough into shallow left center field to get the run in. A sac fly for Willman, RBI number 12 on the season, as Keaton Greenwald will step in for the second time. Greenwald came in as a pinch hitter in place of Akins back in the 6th inning. Pitch to Greenwald, up 1. Greenwald hit the ball hard in that at-bat in the 6th. Line drive, but it carried right out to Mcconnell. 2 runs come in for Missoula in the 8th. Little small ball playing a big part of it. Gatewood scoring on a wild pitch. Second run coming in on a sac fly. 5-4 game now. 1-0 pitch. Greenwald hits a laser beam, but foul off to the left. Fastball on the inside. Greenwald tried to turn on it, but couldn't straighten it out. So Newman now hanging out in the pen down the left field line. He is now thinking about a save situation. Newman has converted on 5 of 6 save opportunities. 1-1 pitch on the way. Greenwald fouls it off to the right. Fastball up from Steinfort. 1-2 now with 2 outs, and the base is empty. If Greenwald were to get on base, we'd see leadoff man Brandon Reilly come into the box. One ball and 2 strikes, the count to Keaton Greenwald. Steinfort ready. He kicks and deals. Fastball line towards the gap in right center field. This one's going to split the gap and roll to the wall. Greenwald can fly. Linscott's getting to it, but Greenwald's headed for third. The relay's nowhere near in time. Won't even come to third. That's a stand-up triple for Keaton Greenwald. Man, he can fly. A rocket into right center field. Paddleheads will now look for some more insurance for the 9th inning. Greenwald was fired up at third base, just screaming into the dugout. Brandon Reilly now will have a chance with a runner on at third. For Keaton Greenwald, he is now tied for the team lead in triples with 3 with Lamar Sparks. Chance for B-Rye with a man at third. 2 runs already home in this frame. Steinfort delivers to Reilly. This one low, gloved by Enriquez. Oof, we almost saw another one go to the backstop to try to see a run come in. That was awfully close, because Enriquez got caught in between. You could tell he got handcuffed. A pitch that skipped in, luckily went into the glove. 1-0 pitch. Reilly swings and skies one. Left center field in the park. Mcconnell moving over in medium depth left center. He reaches up. He's got it. Out number 3. But the Paddleheads score twice, and they have their first lead of the night, 5-4. And now the dead man, Jason Newman, will take the ball in the top half of the 9th, looking to take the Paddleheads home. We'll see if he can earn his 6th save of the year after this. Top of the 9th inning about to begin. A 1-run game. The Paddleheads have the lead. 2 runs scoring in the bottom of the 8th to give them their first lead of the night. And it will be Jason Newman trying to get the last 3 outs during his 6th save here of 2022. Will be Ramon Enriquez getting this inning. The bottom third due up in this frame. Enriquez, Mccabe, and Broussard. First pitch from Newman is way up and in. 1-0 the count. Newman, 3-pitch guy typically. Fastball, changeup, and a slider. Fastball running in the low 90s. Enriquez tonight, quiet 0 for 3. Strikeouts in his last 2 plate appearances. 1-0 pitch, fastball. Strike on the outside corner. Right on the black. Evens the count at 1. Even count at 1. Pitch to Enriquez. Slider. Hit foul off to the left. Was out in front a bit. Now a 2-strike count on Ramon Enriquez. A sac fly off the bat of Cam Willman was just deep enough into shallow left center. Mcconnell unable to get an accurate throw to the plate with CC coming in from third. Game has been tied. For either team was just 2. Been a back and forth affair on this Saturday. 1-2 pitch. Enriquez sees a breaking ball go by for ball 2. Good take. Pitch that was just below the zone. Count now even. Good pitch and a 1-2 count from Newman as well. The big fella looking at Holmes got the sign from CC. The 2-2 offering. Swinging a ball fouled off. Fastball up and in. Enriquez able to cover that tough pitch to handle. For Jason Newman, this is 10th appearance out of the bullpen. 9 innings, walks, 3 runs allowed. It's 5 for 6 from save opportunities. The 2-2 is down low to Enriquez. So the count now full, and a good battle put on by Ramon Enriquez here. Fouling pitches off, taking pitches out of the zone. He's battled himself into a 3-2 count, trying to get the leadoff man aboard. Looks like a pinch hitter has come out on deck. The payoff, swinging a ground ball, slowly hit left side. Gloved by Willman, but to the glove. Out number 1. And with Newman on the mound, quick note is Jason Newman now at first, or excuse me, Gatewood on at first. That's the only change. Remember, we saw Greenwald come in earlier as well for Akins. Didn't go to right, though. Greenwald in center. So just to remind everybody, it's Reilly, Greenwald, and Sparks, the outfielders, with Sparks in left, or Sparks in right, rather, as this pitch to Enrique is hit down the left field line. Going to be caught. The pinch hitter, Mazzone, saw at least exactly 1 pitch, and he hits a lazy fly ball down the left field line on the first pitch he saw to Brandon Reilly for out number 2. So Enriquez, 6-3 put out. The pinch hitter, Mazzone, a fly ball into left. And just like that, Brent Broussard comes into the box with 2 outs and the base is empty with his team trailing by a run in the top of the 9th. Range Riders are down to their last out. First pitch, swinging a fly ball, pretty well hit. Center field, drifting back is Greenwald near the warning track. He reaches up, he's got it. That's out number 3. And the dead man, Jason Newman, has done it in the 9th. 1, 2, 3 go down. The Range Riders have won again. Their 8th consecutive victory, 5th in a row opposite these Range Riders. And it was a close one here tonight, 5-4 the final score. Paddleheads came up big when they needed it the most in the 8th inning, scoring a couple of runs to erase that deficit. And Missoula is winners on this Saturday night. Final score 5-4. We'll come back to wrap it up right after this. Paddleheads win.
Satisfaction.